Good morning. This is Secret the Scuffed coming at you live with the... Oh, why is that showing up? Ah, here it is. The finale of Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Today, we are going to do everything in our power to get through this entire final case. Now, I say entire, but we've already started it quite a bit. But we still have a lot left to do, because, as it turns out, this whole case is actually sort of two cases in one. Now that we've dealt with that whole kidnapping thing, we have the second kidnapping to deal with, and also the murder still. So we're going to be here for quite a while, I imagine. At least 4 hours minimum, if I had to guess. So with that being said, make sure you guys have your water and make sure you're comfortable, because we are going to be here for a while. Now, let's get into it, shall we? Turnabout for the ages. You'll probably miss the ending? Aye. Well, don't worry. I always have the VODs up pretty much immediately. I will say that my throat has been just a little bit sore. Not sore, but like, congested? Is that the right word? I'm not really sure, but the point is I've been needing to clear it a lot in this past hour, which is unfortunate, but hopefully it'll clear up quickly. It typically does. Could you maybe calm down a little? Oh, right, I should talk about what we were doing. Last time, we finished the whole thing with Eustace. We got Excelsius and Lagarde in prison after they tried to throw away the evidence. We recovered the bell, and the murderer who it goes to is on the loose. Something's up with Shelly the Killer still. Something's up with our mysterious kidnapper. Sean's been recovered, though. And now we are here to talk to Sean, probably. Now calm down. No way, Jose. Not until y'all come clean. It's for your own good, dang it. Our intrepid reporters refuse to give up, even in the face of repeated stonewalling from the crew. Look, you ladies need to stop harassing these people, or I'll have to ask you to. You cops sure got a lot of nerves. Y'all are the ones who let the Torosaurus run wild. Hoping to hide the fact that they bred this medicine themselves, the staff cling desperately to their story. Look, we're really not breeding anything. This is a movie set. Says the girl who told me she done seen Gordy with her own danged eyes. Sure I saw something, but that doesn't mean we're keeping monsters here. Alright, break it up. Oh, this is Lang. I didn't feel like an Edgeworth line. I don't know why I did Edgeworth. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. And John. Y'all are on the trail of this here monster infestation too, huh? No, we're on the trail of a criminal. Langji says, the darkness of a criminal's heart can sometimes be compared to a monster. That is to say, a killer is no different from a monster, really. No, Agent Lang, this is highly irregular, sir. We can't allow members of the public onto the crime scene. These people are important witnesses. I need them to be here. Well, Agent Lang, here we are. Where do you intend to begin? Let's start by summing up the facts. President Wang's body was discovered here this morning. He hadn't been seen since the night before last. Yes, he slipped off without his bodyguards noticing, if I remember correctly. So, he was missing for over a day. And the last person to see him alive was you, Judge Gavel, on the roof of the big building. Why did the two of you arrange to meet? I'm sorry, but I can't say. Not even to defend yourself from an accusation of murder. Why? Why can't you just tell us? Please, Judge Gavel, we're trying to help you. Heh. She can't say because she'll only incriminate herself more. I know you had something to do with the president's murder. I'm going to prove it. You said yourself that the body was only found this morning. How do you explain the time that passed between Judge Gavel's meeting with the president and then? That's exactly what I'm hoping we're about to find out. I'm particularly interested in what happened last night. So, why don't you tell us exactly how it all went down, Sean Fenn? Me? We know you were here on the set last night. You were, Sean? We have testimony from the woman over there, and forensic evidence from the footprints that proves it. Why are they so... I've noticed this last time, but they seem really against using Penny Nichols' name. Because even in her little text box, it usually shows up as assistant. I mean, I guess it makes sense for Lang not to say her name, because he probably doesn't really know her. But a bit odd, considering she is a recurring character that the audience should know. See, look, it says assistant. It's so weird. You came back to run your lines, right? What? You were spying on me? I'm sorry, I just was making sure you're okay. It was late. I was worried about you. How many times do I tell you? I don't need to worry. I need you to worry about me. I don't think it's a setup. I think it's just a weird choice. But Sean, that's no way to talk to an adult. She was trying to look out for you. Apologize this instant. Sorry. I've told you before, I won't have you speaking to people that way. Wow, this is a whole new Judge Gavel. It seems she's just as strict with her son as she is with those who break the law. Are you listening to me? I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times, you must. Oh, and oh wow, they didn't even have like a text box there. They just cut it out and have her keep talking. I'm surprised. They're usually not afraid to have text there. They certainly did with characters like Oldbag. And I want you to remember that, all right? Can we get on with the investigation now? Oh, of course. Forgive me. I don't think I've ever seen her so passionate about anything. I guess Judge Gavel, the mother, will take a little getting used to. Are we to understand that you are accusing Sean of being involved somehow, Agent Lang? I just want the truth. I need to know why the president was killed. And by who. I don't care what it takes, I'm going to find out. I guess it makes sense for him to be so determined. The president was practically family to him. Alright, Sean. Perhaps you could tell us what happened last night. Fine by me. I've got nothing to hide. Well, we already kind of figured this out already. Before we actually read this, let me just go over my evidence. Because all it was, yeah, he was filming his lines to the camera. And the camera was covered in the tarp. I don't have the tarp or the camera, though, in my evidence. So this will be a bit awkward to do, I think. And none of these statements, I think, mention either one. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Okay. I had a bad day yesterday. Messed up a couple of takes. We were scheduled to shoot the same scene again today. So I thought I'd put in some extra practice. And that's what I did. It's that simple. Not like I haven't done it before. It's fine. Nothing happened. Also, either Excelsius or Eustace was there, because if we look in the picture, or in the tape, you can see their bag in the background. You've been rehearsing late at night again? But when I called you yesterday evening, Sean, you said you were at the hotel. You called him? Around what time? It must have been 11 p.m. or thereabouts. It's one of our rules. When Sean stays away from home, we have to speak every night. Yeah, well, I wasn't at the hotel. I was here on set. So, you lied to me? Sorry. Ooh, now she's mad. I think it's kind of amazing how hard he wants to work on his acting, though. Nonetheless, a parent can't help but worry. Her child alone late at night. Anything could happen to him. And indeed it did. He got himself entangled in this case. But he said nothing happened, right? He did. Although I can't help but wonder if he was telling the truth. Okay, well, there's a lot of ways... Oh, look, there's actually the filming permit in the back. We couldn't see that, in the, like, the shots of just walking around. Now, unfortunately, the dates are blocked out, so that's not going to be useful, but considering it's blocked out, it's probably not going to be useful, you know, just in general. It could have been, though. If this was more of a detective game instead of a legal game. I mean, I guess these games are pretty much detective games, so that's why they're called investigations. Or at least the spin-offs. Anyways. You're scheduled to do the same shoot again today. I should have evidence of it somewhere. Oh, really? I really don't? Oh, that's kind of crazy. Okay. In that case, let's get pressing then.
Hold it!
Sean, about what you just said. How many times have I made you promise? If you're going to rehearse on your own, you have to tell me. I know. Oh, the stream crashed? Really? Oh, hold on. Let me check my settings to make sure it's all good. Let me refresh this. It's not frozen. Oh, yeah. Okay, I definitely did need to refresh that. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. Because that was kind of important. I know. Well, that little outburst rather stole my thunder. Let me ask again about what you just said. I think it's pretty cool though, Sean. What more interruptions? It's all the hours of practice that make you the best you can be, little by little. I'm the same. I went from small-time thief to average thief, and before I knew it, greatness beckoned. But now that I finally made it, I'm not about to stop doing my best, and neither should you. Ahem. May I continue? Now, Sean, do you often rehearse alone? Finally, I got my question out without being interrupted. Okay, that was a...
Hold it.
Not anything to you gained there. Are you sure about that? What do you mean? Of course I'm sure. It was just a regular evening. Nothing out of the ordinary. Huh? A regular evening? How can you say that? Somebody was... Okay, he's just a child. Mustn't be too hard on him. Nothing happened. Really. Nothing to do with the case anyway. At least, that's what it sounds like you want us to believe. But wait, don't we have some evidence related to what happened last night? We do. And we also don't have time to be humoring the lies of a child. Let's use what we have to point out the contradiction in his testimony. Okay, do we present their footprints then? Because that's the only thing I really have on me that I could use. Obviously a lot of stuff went down, but I just don't have evidence for it.
Objection.
Okay, it is the footprints. Because they had already occurred, I suppose he would have noticed them? I'm not sure how they want me to interpret this. Nothing happened. I'm sorry, but you were lying. This proves it beyond a doubt. Wait, how did you... That's right, your rehearsal tape. Oh, I also could have used a rehearsal tape. I guess it also makes sense, yeah. What? You have video footage from last night? We do, and if you watch it, you'll see that it was no ordinary evening. There was a footprint already. There is. And I'm not sure that's an everyday sight, even on a film set. Sean, why would you keep this from me? No reason. Oh, wait, did something happen that he's trying to hide? Is that what's going on? I thought he was just being, like, troublesome. But maybe there's more going on. Liar. That stuff might work on your mommy, kid, but it's not going to work on me. Also, I feel like it changed Lang's voice between now and last time. I'm not really sure what I'm doing with him. Why did you hide the tape? Sean, you have to tell us. You? Look, I just didn't want anybody to see me rehearsing, okay? I don't like it. Ugh. What? So, you were embarrassed, is that it? Yeah. What's so weird about that? That's why you didn't hand over the vital evidence? Sean, how could you? Give me a break. You know about it, don't you? Sure, the footprint was there, but I just ran my lines and went home. That was it. I'm sorry that I keep, like, pausing. I had to keep, muting the mic through my throat. Through my throat. What? Clear my throat. Man, I'm really messing up, huh? It's fine, though. What? And nothing about the giant monster footprint? Whoa. I changed your voice completely, didn't I? Okay. What? And nothing about the giant monster footprint stuck you as weird? It's a giant monster footprint! What am I doing with her? Hold on. You know, I want to pause for a second and get water, because I don't know what I'm doing with these voices. Okay. I think I'm better now. I think I was just like a congestion or something. On the set of a giant monster movie? It's not like there isn't all kinds of other weird stuff around here. I don't bite for a second, Chief. There's something hinky about this kid, and I'm sure. Wow. Okay, hold on. I don't bite for a second. Chief, there's something hinky about this kid. Sure as I'm standing right here. Dang Skippy there is. He's hiding a scoop under them there horns, or my name ain't Laura Hart. Shut up, both of you. I'm done talking. No, you're not. What? The footprint isn't the only strange thing about last night. What other unusual occurrence occurred yesterday evening? The murder.
Take that!
Really? Not the murder. Okay, fine. What else do we have? Other than the footprint? I mean, the bag was there. Which means Excelsius was there. The lock wasn't broken until the morning. The head fell over? But if it's not the... I mean, if we're talking about the head falling over, the head... Not the body must have counted as well. That was not last night. I mean, I guess we can try the head. Why not?
Take that!
Okay, really the head counts but the body doesn't? Oh, that's strange. The model of Torosaurus's head fell from the roof of the trailer last night. Did you expect us to believe that you knew nothing about that? I don't know what you're talking about. Is that so? I told you. I ran my lines. I went home. That was it. What do I know about some stupid falling head? Or are you saying you can prove I know something? Sadly not. It's entirely possible that the head fell after Sean left. No proof, huh? Then this conversation's over. Something tells me he doesn't want to talk about last night any more than is absolutely necessary. What is he hiding? Hold it right there. What is it, Agent Lang? So, it's just as I thought. Thanks, Mr. Prosecutor. This footage of yours backs up my theory nicely. What? There's something else on that tape? Yep, look closely. And that costume up in the top left? Oh, yeah, the Torosaurus suit. Something's different. Do you see it? I'm not sure. He's just kind of hanging around and looking a little saggy. Oh, and the zipper on his back is done up tight. The zipper? That was a long pause. Huh? That's... Heh, yeah, I guess you all see it now, right? On the tape, the zipper is wide open. Why? Because somebody's inside that suit. That's why. What? Mr. Powers? That zipper. What can you tell us about it? Oh, well, we always close it up tight when the suit isn't in use. That's right, Mr. Prosecutor. And do you remember something else I said not so long ago? Let me refresh your memory. What if your friend Gavel pushed the president off the big building the night before last, and then came down here to the movie set and hid the body somewhere? Here? But where? There's all kinds of stuff down here. Costumes, equipment, you could hide it anywhere. And then come back a day later, last night in other words, and take it out again. You're saying the body could have been hidden in the Torosaurus suit? That's exactly what I'm saying. Isn't that right, Gavel? You pushed the president off the roof, just like I said. Then you hid his body inside that costume. Okay, I don't like this theory of his. I mean, I don't think he seriously believes it either. He seems to have mellowed out a bit from earlier. But, big, very heavy man falling to 51 floors is definitely going to make a bit of a mess. And that mess would definitely be inside the suit. That's not going to come out easy. I mean, I guess the next logical step would be to open the suit, but I don't think they're going to be looking for blood, necessarily. Then you hid his body inside that costume. I most certainly did not. Protest all you like. I'm not going to believe you. You're the only person who could have done this. I thought we already proved that would have been impossible. The movie set was locked at the time. There's no way Judge Gavel would have been able to get in here. What if she had an accomplice? What? I've got a little theory for you. I think you're going to like it. What if Sean was waiting down here when Gavel pushed the president off the roof? If the two of them were working together, the problem with the lock goes away. They then work to hide the body together to... Oh, Really? Wait, hold on. Oh, I got thrown off by that comma. That is grammatically correct, but I thought he was... Yeah, okay, my bad. By dragging it over to the Torosaurus suit and stuffing it inside. You think the murder was really that carefully planned? It was the assassination of a world leader. It could only have been carefully planned. No, not necessarily. The security detail was missing the president for an entire day and didn't report it to you. I suppose you weren't necessarily involved, but you're still here. And the men clearly still think highly of you in some way. To suggest that Sean could have been involved in this it's unthinkable. You're my prime suspect. What makes you think I'm going to listen to a word you say? But what about the motive? What reason would either of them have to kill President Wang? Who knows, but we'll find out soon enough. She was the last one to meet with him, and she won't tell us why. Pretty darn suspicious, if you ask me. Even you have to agree with that. Judge Gavel, I don't suppose I can convince you to share any more details. My apologies, but that is the one thing I cannot do. However, rest assured, should that ever change, you will be the first to know. So please, you have to believe me? Yeah, murders have a habit of saying that. What about you, kid? Any weak excuses to offer? If so, now's the time to get them off your chest. I've got nothing to say to you. I'm innocent. Both as tight-lipped as each other, huh? Let me guess. You're still gonna try and stick up for them. It's true, Judge Gavel's actions certainly make her seem suspicious. Nothing she's told us amounts to a motive for murder, or even the suggestion of one. Oh, and like I said, I'm leaving motive aside for now. For the moment, I'm focusing on means and opportunity. And for my money, those two had to be working together for the little plot to succeed. Yeah, see, that's kind of the issue with your, well, one of the issues with your argument here. is that if I can disprove one of them, by your own logic, it would disprove both of them. What is oh, right, this is what you just did. Let's see, Sean was waiting down here for Gavel to push the president off? I don't necessarily think so, no. And if they were working together, that would work. Yeah, but why would they break the lock afterwards? I mean, no, never mind. It was just to throw off suspicion. Or to hide the body, dragging it into the torso suit, and sticking it inside. This first statement seems like the weakest of the bunch. What would I have to disprove that they were working together on that night? Let's see, what do we have here? I wonder if we have any evidence about where Sean was at the moment. I don't think so. But it is important to look for, just in case. Well, we can see here Sean disappears and the torso suit is still open. We could maybe argue an angle there. And nothing else here seems relevant at the moment. No. Okay, let's start pressing.
Hold it!
You're seriously suggesting that a child could have been an accomplice in a murder? Well, look at him! He's still in elementary school! There's no way a kid that young would be involved in something like this! I think I mentioned that he's in junior high, right? Lang Ji says, "Pity no wolf, be he cub or grizzled elder. Doesn't matter how young he is, if he's guilty, and he'll be treated as such." Wow, wolf cubs have it hard, huh? I'm surprised at you, Mr. Prosecutor. You're saying he deserves mercy just because of his age? Of course not. I'm saying there's no way he did this, and I'm going to prove it to you. Heh, I'll look forward to it, but be warned, I'm only just getting warmed up. Also, I'm gonna say, I'm glad that I'm actually feeling back into the swing of things now. I think I really just need to clear my throat in order to get the voices back.
Hold it!
Goes away how, exactly? Heh, I thought you might try this, but you and I both know exactly how. Let me make it nice and simple for you. First, she pushes the president off the roof. Pushes? Okay. Then, the kid opens up the combination lock because he knows the code. Yep, kid opens code, knows lock, gotcha. No, okay, the other way around. That's that. It's that simple. No more lock to worry about. And no more objections about her not being able to get in because she didn't know the code. That would explain away the problem of the lock, it's true. Thank you for your clear and incisive explanation, Agent Lang. Please, continue. I will. And hopefully the next part will shut you up for good. I mean, hold on. if he's not going to bring up the whole throwing suspicion off thing, then we could use it, because there was a gate that was cut last night. Not a gate, a lock.
Objection!
No, okay. Never mind, I guess I'm overthinking it. That's fine, though. Let's see. This box is not going to give me any information. By dragging it over to the Torosaurus suit and stuffing it inside. I mean, we don't have footage of that happening. We only have footage of Sean disappearing. Were we saying that the tape ran out? Well, we don't actually know how much tape there was left before it ran out. Also, if the tape ran out instead of just being cut, then that would imply that this was... Yeah, you know, let's try this. Let's try this. Oh, I hit the wrong button.
Objection!
No, okay, that's not it either. In that case... Let's see. You know, why don't we press this statement as well? This one actually could give me something useful. The video footage doesn't show the inside of the suit. You can't say for certain that there was a body in there at the time, can you? Maybe not, but we can take a look right now. Let's open it up and see what's inside. I put my money on finding proof that he was there. Do you mind if we examine the suit, Mr. Powers? Oh, not at all. Might be a little, ripe, though. It was pretty sweaty in there. Okay, this is... Good. We finally get to look in the suit. Oh, what the heck is that? Ugh, it's filthy. Yeah, that's weird. I always clean it out pretty good. If you don't, it can get kinda moldy. In other words, what we're looking at is proof that somebody other than you used the costume, right? That dirt in there must have come from the body. I guess the president was lying right in the middle of that footprint. He probably would have gotten pretty dirty. Exactly. Well, everybody happy? Okay, the inside of the inside of the suit is covered with dirt. But it's also covered in those white fragments. We could bring up the gloves, right? Because it could have been someone else. Excelsius, perhaps? Because his bag was here. No? Okay. Like, so I think at this point, it's pretty... Yeah, it does have the same residue as the gloves. And it has the same little fragments of presumably concrete. So I don't know why it's not letting me bring that up. Because that's clearly Excelsius who was in the suit. Since his bag is also there, that I keep bringing up. Let's see. Do we have any info on the collusion that was going on between the guard and Excelsius? That might actually help. Let's see. Retrieve the package we laid to rest 12 years ago. This could be it. You know, let's press this additional statement, just in case. If the dirt is from where the body was hidden inside the suit, we're assuming that it came directly from the body, correct? Heh, what are you even talking about? Of course we are. What else would it have come from? It really is pretty filthy in there, huh? Dirt got everywhere. Especially on the part where the chest would have been. The chest. I think that might be an important clue. Okay, hold on. Skip to the looping dialogue. Is that the word? That's really the direction they want me to push this through? That the chest isn't that dirty? I mean, sure, I guess. I certainly would not have gone that way, though. This is just another incidence of me and Edward have different thinking. Not necessarily the fault of the games. It's just that I'm so used to thinking the way Phoenix would think, because the two of them are quite different, despite being on the same wavelength all the time. So, our assumption is that the inside of the suit is dirty because the dirt came from the body. Would it be safe to say that's the case? Why? Is there a problem? The part of the suit directly in front of the opening is particularly dirty. Yeah, it really is. But look at the victim. That area of his body that would have been in contact with that part of the suit isn't dirty at all. If the victim had been crammed in there, as you suggest, his chest would surely be covered in dirt. Gah! Fine, so what's your explanation? How'd all that dirt get inside there? Based on the videotape, there may well have been somebody in the suit at the time. But who was it if it wasn't the president? Come on, Kay, think! Where was it? Is something the matter, Kay? I've seen dirt like that somewhere else before, I'm sure of it. I just can't think where. Dirt with weird little gray bits in it. Gray bits. He's right. There's something mixed in there. Okay, finally, we have to bring up the glove. Good. There's stuck to something else that we looked at. Lots of it. Stuck to something we looked at? Kind of evidence, maybe? It's probably worth checking. Yes, the gloves.
Take that!
As Kate pointed out, the dirt in the suit contains small flecks of something gray. Uh-huh, and we discovered similar flecks stuck to an item belonging to somebody we recently had dealings with. The item in question being these gloves. You're right, the dirt does look similar. But so what? What are you saying this stuff is? What exactly are these gray flecks of yours? I believe the gray flecks are... Oh, surely they're the flecks of concrete. Oh, like all the little broken up bits around the footprint, you mean? Exactly. And who did the gloves... Oh, and who did the gloves on which we found similar dirt and gray flecks belong to? Chairman Winter! We found them in his garage. That's right. We visited the garage at his home earlier today, and found a pair of mechanic gloves covered in dirt. And if I recall correctly, a sledgehammer and a shovel, too. Why would a pair of mechanic's gloves be covered in dirt? I'll tell you why, because somebody wore them while they used that hammer and shovel. They smashed the concrete through the dirt below, staining the gloves with both substances. Wait, so you're saying... Yes, we finally know what these footprints really are. It seems highly likely that they were dug by Chairman Winter. Highly likely? Heh, if that's so, then tell me this. Why the heck did he make them? What purpose could they possibly serve? Why indeed. He must have been... I think he must have been digging something up. I imagine events unfolded somewhat like this. There was something on this lot that he needed to unearth. In order to do so, he cut the chain on the side entrance and gained access from there. He then used a sledgehammer and shovel to dig 3 footprints. Man, he was really unlucky with his digging. Because clearly the planter that he was using to orient himself is no longer here. So he was just digging all around where it was. But it looks like he took 3 tries. That must have been a lot of work. When he found what he was looking for, he bagged it up and filled all the holes. Ah, but then Sean must have showed up, right? I think he did, yes. Chairman Winter would have had to find a hiding place. And the Torosaurus suit provided just that. Ah. You got all that from a pair of dirty gloves. It's good, but it's all just speculation. We don't have any proof what was inside that suit. He could have dug those holes and gotten out of here before even the kid showed up.
Objection!
But he didn't, and there's proof of that right there in the footage. It shows that Chairman Winter was still present when this recording was being made. What? It's a shame that Agent Lang didn't notice it himself. But if we compare the situation as we see it now... I don't know why he was digging like that. Oh, actually, no, I think I got it. The cleft in the hoof is where he was standing, and then he was swinging the sledgehammer down probably in front of him, right? I mean, that's the only thing I can assume it was. Because he doesn't necessarily need to be perfectly circular. If he hits it with a shovel, then he'll know where it is. To the situation as it appears on Sean's rehearsal tape, and compare that in turn with what we saw in Chairman Winter's garage. It soon becomes clear that the chairman was present. Yep. The bag.
Take that!
This whole section has been pretty, simple so far. I mean, I guess this is them getting out of the way the stuff that we can already figure out on our own. Which, they have to do it, right? That's part of the game. But I hope the next section, whatever the next set we go to, is going to be a bit more interesting. Look at the bag next to the Torosaurus suit. We saw the same bag in Chairman Winter's garage. Ugh. The same bag, the dirt on the gloves, that has the indicated connection, surely. I think that pretty much seals it. It was Excelsius Winter in the suit. And if he was in there, the president's body can't have been. Ah! Good. Seems I've convinced Agent Lang of the flaws in his theory. Now somebody get to the Chairman Winter's house right away! We need to know what's in that bag. Yes, sir. Hold it! Y'all done lost your minds? I can't believe what I'm hearing here. What is this hog's will? This is all we need. Them's right there, the Torosaurus footprints, dang it! Ain't no holes dug by no old guy. I think I've demonstrated more than adequately that's exactly what they are. Don't matter to me none what you just undid. I don't believe it, and that's that. I done told y'all. I seen that big bad bull with my own 2 eyes. The giant eye peering in at the window. I thought we'd gotten past that nonsense. Yeah, I still don't know what's up with that, because there's no Gordy prop. And the Torosaurus prop is not nearly so big, and it's also certainly different shaped from that eye. What else were they doing, like, was going on the roof that could have resulted in that? Oh, actually, you know what? That might have to do with, our raincoat figure. Maybe there was something being risen up onto the roof or lowered down, and that's how they appeared from off the edge. It is probably the evidence in the bag, but also... No, because he threw the evidence away in the last chapter, right? That's why Eustace was able to find the ring, not the ring, the bell at the dump. And this is going to be the 12 years ago stuff that they buried. I have no idea what it is, though, because we have no idea what went down 12 years ago at all. We only have 18 years ago information. Are we just about to let that go? What kind of journalists would we be if we did, huh? Responsible ones. But I guess that's the whole problem. Oh, wait! Ain't like it was just about the footprints know-how. You were seen fraternizing with one of them monsters. Ain't that correct, young man? By the young lady over there, if I'm not very much mistaken. We are never going to get anywhere for these two around. Maybe if we could prove to them that wasn't a monster either, they may finally drop it. What do you think, Miss Redworth? Any bright ideas? Prove that it wasn't a monster. Fine. I don't suppose there's much else for it. Let's see what we can do. What are you two whispering about? Y'all are hiding something, ain't ya? Admit it! Quick, Tabby, roll tape!
Hold it!
Oh no, hold on. I recognize this music. We aren't about to go into a testimony. We're about to do something else. Please don't be more chess. I politely ask the both of you to calm down. The monster the boy was seen talking to. We know what it was now. Uh-huh. Oh, wow. That's right. John's rehearsal tape finally cleared up that particular mystery. It did. The point at which Miss Nichols thought she saw Sean with Gordy. That would have to been right when he was making his rehearsal tape. I think she mistook a certain object for the legendary creature of the lake. Your so-called monster is right here in this picture. Uh-huh. I don't see no Gordy. That ain't nothing but a dumb snapshot. You're talking to a pro here. Can't fool me with no trick photography. Anyway, it's the camera, yeah?
Take that!
It's nice to finally have this out of the way. I think that means we're gonna get Lotta and Lloyd out of the rest of the chapter, probably. They'll probably come back at the end. There's usually cameos from witnesses and whatnot at that point. That's right. There's a camera crane. This is what Miss Nichols saw, not Gordy. What? Sean's rehearsal tape was shot from a noticeably elevated viewpoint. A viewpoint that would have only been possible if the camera in question was attached to a crane. Bull! How the heck would she make a mistake like that, huh? Oh, indeed. Miss Nichols. Yes? You told us that you think you might need new glasses, didn't you? Yeah, my eyesight got way worse all of a sudden. And I imagine that when you thought you saw Gordy, and he was quite heavily shrouded in darkness. That's right, I only really saw a silhouette. But you done told us! Skin like an enormous worm, you said. Are y'all about to try and tell us your precious crane grew up and grew skin somehow? Ain't even no flesh on them there metal bones, let alone skin. You're entirely correct, of course. About the crane as it was in this particular picture, anyway. But it did have a skin of sort last night. And I knew you were a scoop hater, but this is plumb crazy. You want Tabby and me to starve, is that it? That wasn't my intent at all, no. But I do think it's time to finally put them both out of their misery. Gordy's skin is right here in front of us.
Take that!
Miss Nichols told us that it seemed likely to rain last night. That never happened in the end, but I think Sean may have covered this crane with rainproof sheeting nonetheless. And that, my intrepid young reporters, is what Miss Nichols mistook for Gordy's skin. What? Aw, heck. Well, Sean, am I mistaken? You see everything, don't you? I ought to say, you're pretty amazing. Huh, thank you. I'm sorry, Miss Hart, but Miss Nichols' monster was no such thing. It was simply a trick of the light. Ah, just like that, the dream dies. Again. Chief! Oh yeah, this is the second time she's had Gory disproven, isn't it? What a shame. Maybe one day she'll get a picture of something like that. I think that may have finally shut them up. I thought that kid was holding out on us. And it seems that could have maybe been a little wrong, maybe? Alright. We know what the so-called monster was now. Everybody happy? Everybody except these two. Agent Lang! Oh, the forensics back with the dirt? Oh, the autopsy report. Yes, please. Tell me, I'm very interested to know. I'm still kind of holding out on that poison theory. The president's autopsy report is out, sir. Is it? It is. Let me see it. Death was due to full-body contusions and bone breakages caused by extreme pressure from above. Oh, really? Not poison. What's the yellow bit on his shirt, then? Huh. I guess he really was crushed. So, we have our cause of death. He was crushed. Just as we thought. Well, I suppose it's nice to have confirmation on that, but now I need to start theory crafting again. Test results still haven't come back from the yellow substance on his chest. But they did find gunshot residue in his right hand. Gunshot residue? Guess he was a kid at heart, huh? Oh, what did she say? Gum shop. Okay. Ooh. I burped in the middle of trying to talk there. Gunshot residue K. It's a substance left behind when a firearm is discharged. Its presence indicates that the president may have used a gun. Really? But we didn't find a gun anywhere, did we? Indeed not. Which makes the residue something of a riddle. We'll need to read that report carefully. Well, Agent Lang, that clears one thing up at least. The president didn't die from a fall, which means he wasn't pushed from the roof of the big building. Actually, hold on, let me check. Can I check the autopsy report right now? No, not yet. He was crushed by the falling Torosaurus head, just as we said he was. Guess I have to accept that now. Fine, you were right. Amazing! So, does that mean Judge Gavel isn't a suspect anymore either? Surely it must. Both the cause and the time of death rule her out. She met with the president the night before last, but the autopsy report puts the time of death at around 11 p.m. last night. And we know that Torosaurus' head fell around then too. The facts all line up perfectly. Phew, what a relief. Sorry, it might be a little too soon to celebrate. What? Sure, I think we can accept that the falling head must have been what killed the president. But that begs the question of what could have caused it to fall. Or who. Yeah, to be fair, we haven't actually cleared Sean yet, because he was around here at 11 p.m. or so. And he is refusing to tell us something about what happened. We know it happened late last night, so we have to think about who was here at the time. I mean, I guess it could be Excelsius, technically, after Sean leaves. What are you getting at exactly? You can't mean... I'm afraid I do. You didn't you? Sean. The kid's hiding something. He was right here last night. Right where the body was found. He saw the footprints. And yet, he wants us to believe he knows nothing about what happened? That's a big ask, surely. We haven't yet established the footprints had anything to do with the murder. So even if he did see them, that doesn't mean he was involved. Heh, maybe not, but his face tells me different. As does the fact that he's shaking like a leaf. It does seem like Agent Lang might be onto something. But I don't think Sean's going to talk. Fine, keep your mouth shut, kid. I have a better idea. Why don't we let your tape do the talking? What exactly are you planning, Agent Lang? The police have some pretty sophisticated image analysis tools these days. You would go to such extreme lengths to see my son convicted? It's not ideal, but the boy won't talk. Oh, but if the boy won't talk, we don't have any other way of getting the truth. Detective Gumshoe, you have access to exactly such a device, do you not? Sure do. Little V. Good. And that should make this nice and quick. It was around 11 p.m. that she called him. You are right on that. But also, he was lying during that call, so it's not especially useful. Mr. Edgeworth, might I request that it be you who carries out the analysis in question? Why me? I fear that Agent Lang might be inclined to believe in the worst. Image analysis isn't exactly my specialty, but alright. Oh, I think it's been a long time since we've done this, hasn't it? Oh, I don't actually remember. Yeah, I don't remember the last time we did this, huh? Anyways, zoom in, please. Let's see, what important information do we have about here? Oh, there he is. The president. What the? What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Let me see. No, what? What is it? What's the matter? Show me. Mr. Edgeworth, the court asks that you share your findings. Zoom in on the top right part of the image and look closely. There's a person there. It's the president. Huh. So, something we noticed last time was that the president is still buff. Now, two theories came out because of this. One, he was poisoned by some sort of paralytic that keeps him buff. You know, like botulinum neurotoxin, but definitely not that one specific in particular. He would look way worse if that was the case. But the other option is that is a body double, because they mentioned 12 years ago he kind of completely changed. And he also mentioned that he does have body doubles for his security. So I'm thinking that whoever's dead on the ground here is in fact not the president. Or it is the president and the other fake one is on the loose. It's kind of hard to tell which one is which, though. The president? Oh my. What? You're kidding, right? Well, I'd say that's pretty decisive, would you? This doesn't look good for Sean at all. Wait. This doesn't prove anything. I didn't know he was there. I don't believe you. And the image does in fact prove something very important. That you and the president were here at the scene of the crime together. Admit it, kid. You murdered President Wang. No, that's ridiculous. Why? Why would he? Sean, you didn't. You can't have, can you? What do we do now, Mr. Edgeworth? It's hard to push back against footage like that. Surely even you can't deny this looks pretty bad for the kid, Mr. Prosecutor. He claimed he knew nothing about what happened, but the president is right there with him. Sean, what are you not telling us? We have to know. He's right, Sean. Be honest now, it's the only way. The truth is, it was all my fault. Sean, what did you do? It was my fault that Torosaur's head fell off the trailer. I went up onto the roof to the trailer to prep the kit I was using, and I turned on the heater while I was up there. I must have left it burning when I came back down to run my lines. And then my mom called, and I left the set to go to talk to her. When I came back after the call, the Torosaurus head had fallen from the roof, and the president was just there lying next to it. No. We did find evidence of a fire having broken out up on the roof. It was just a tiny one, so I put it out myself. So we're saying the president died because of Sean? If he did, that would make this whole thing just an accident. What did you do with the head after you found it on the ground? I took it apart, carried the pieces up to the roof, and put it back together again. You're saying you put out the fire and moved the head back to where it fell from? In other words, you tried to cover up your tracks. You're a real piece of work, kid. No, I don't think that's necessarily that cruel. I mean, I think he's just trying to not get in trouble. It's not like I did any of this on purpose. I really did just forget to turn off the heater. Oh, and I don't mean get out of trouble like in a criminal sense. I mean like a child who's ashamed of his actions. In that sense. Yes, and when the fire had burned through the legs of the when the fire had burned through the legs, the table would have collapsed, and the head would have fallen down to the ground below. You're right. The fire caused the head to fall. Indeed. And I also happen to have an idea about how the fire may have started. Those cans of paint thinner by the heater are pretty flammable. Not a great place to keep them. Oh, that was a flashback, I just noticed. I thought he was just talking over flashback images. No, that was straight up the dialogue from the flashback. And you swear it was an accident? Seems a little convenient. What was the president even doing here in the first place? How the heck am I supposed to know? I didn't see anybody, I swear. I still don't believe you. Why would President Wang come to a place like this in the middle of the night? His reasons for coming here are something of a mystery, it's true. I think Gavel probably knows, but she's refusing to tell us for some reason. He met Judge Gavel up on the roof 2 nights ago, but he was also here on the movie set last night. Did he come to meet Sean? I think we'll need to go over the boy's statement very carefully indeed. Yeah, what do we even press here? I didn't really pay too much attention to it. Yeah, you turn the heater, that's fine. You must have left it burning. Mom called, so you left the set. Why did you leave the set to talk to her? And then when you came back, Force Horse had fallen. The president was just there lying next to it. Lying next to it instead of lying under it. I suppose it is quite round. Probably... No, actually, there's no way it rolled. It has those giant horns. And it probably didn't bounce either. I'm gonna press that statement.
Hold it!
Did you notice anything unusual about the body? I don't know, it was dark. He suddenly seems even more reticent than usual. I don't think he wants to go back over that memory any more than he has to, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm sure he doesn't, but is that really all it is? Yes, push him more. That's exactly what I want, actually. It was dark, but you knew it was a body nonetheless. He's hiding something. I'd better find out what. Most people would cry out for help if they saw someone lying on the ground. And yet, you didn't. Yeah, because... What was the point? He's dead! So you said. What I'm interested in is how you were able to be so sure. Why are you so certain that he was dead? He was lying on the ground and that huge head was next to him. It didn't take much to figure out what must have happened. You couldn't have guessed that the impact would have killed him. How did you really know? I'll tell you how, because you checked. Fine, I checked, okay? I was scared, but yeah, I went to the body and I looked, and he wasn't breathing. So I was right. Why try to hide that fact? There must be a reason. Could you tell me how the body looked at that point? I couldn't tell if he was dead at first. There was no blood or anything, so it was hard to be sure. Nothing on his clothes either. He was completely clean. But yeah, he wasn't breathing. So that's how I knew he was dead. Oh, okay. That's important. The supposed drugs were not there yet. I still don't know what type of drug it is, though. Thank you. I'd like you to add that statement to your testimony, if you don't mind.
Objection!
Nothing on his clothes. Nothing at all? Yeah, nothing. Why? Is there a problem with that? Oh, hold on. I just had an idea. Remember earlier how Shelley the Killer said his contract with the president expired? And also that he was going to go after his employer for misleading him about the identity of his victim? Or not victim, his target? I think that pretty much confirms that this is not the president, right? It's actually a body double? I feel like it confirms it to me. I'm surprised I didn't notice that last time. Yeah, nothing. Why? Is there a problem with that? There's something you're clearly hoping that we've forgotten. What are you talking about? There isn't. That's not true. Unluckily for you, we remember it rather well. I'm talking, of course, about the yellow speckles on the president's chest. What? You've studiously avoided mentioning them throughout your testimony. An absence I find suspicious, to say the least. I hope for your sake that you have a satisfactory explanation. Judge Gavel. Allow me to explain. But the yellow residue on the president's chest. I imagine it was from a bouquet of flowers. Lion lilies, to be precise. Oh. Yeah, the body double. I mean, I had to keep the option open because they did mention it. But it's pollen. I mean, pollen could still be poison. Don't get me wrong, but there's no way he'd be carrying poisonous flowers around with him. Perhaps the poison only activates if it's mixed with something. They've done that before. In fact, I believe they did it in the previous... Not the previous, but the case before the last. In the flashback. Heh, lion lilies. 2 nights ago, when I met the president on the roof of the big building, I presented him with a bouquet. They're a type of lily with large yellow petals. I imagine that the substance on President Wang's chest was pollen from those flowers. Uh-huh, but they're not there in the printout from the security camera. Only because the president is in the way. But why give him flowers? That is not something I'm at liberty to divulge. What? More secrets? Are you serious? First you won't tell us why you met with him, and now you can't even tell us about the flowers? My sincerest apologies, but all I can tell you is that I gave him the bouquet. A bouquet that was nowhere near the body when it was discovered. How do you explain that? I cannot. Seriously, Your Honor. Some things you won't explain, the rest you can't. Come on, you've got to give us something here. You wouldn't let this fly in the courtroom. What makes you think we'll accept it? I was thinking that, actually. Having a relationship with either the body double or the president himself. But I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think it's much more likely is that Sean has a relationship, because Sean is clearly adopted, right? There's no way they're going to go that route in this game. Not that they like avoid dark topics necessarily, but they typically have a bit more, I don't know, build up to them. Anyway, it doesn't fit the style for them to go that route at this point. So I think maybe Sean is related to the president or the body double, one of the two, and that's why they were meeting. It's hard to tell. Like I feel like I say that a lot in this game. But yeah, this game is really great at kind of keeping you in the dark while keeping it fair. Much more so than the previous one. The previous one was just easy. Like, pretty much everything was super easy. Even if it was confusing sometimes. Hey, you leave her alone. Sean, I threw the flowers away, okay? You did? So they were there when you first found the body? Yeah, they were right there on his chest. And they were squashed completely flat. Oh? I guess that makes sense, right? They would have gotten crushed along with the president. And the pollen would have been smeared across the jacket front. That does explain things rather neatly. But why remove the bouquet and dispose of it? No reason. He's almost as evasive as his mother. More secrets? They're quite a pair. There is no secret. I know exactly why Sean disposed of the bouquet. Uh-huh. You saw me leave the house with it, didn't you? Oh, I get it. When you saw the flowers on the president's body, you remembered seeing your mom with them. And he felt that the need to prevent her from coming under suspicion. No, you got it all wrong. That's his least convincing lie yet. Okay, and the autopsy report was updated. I often decorate our home with lion lilies. I imagine that's why he remembered. Oh, wow. No, they absolutely have some sort of relationship. Okay. Yeah, I think you called that one. Because the president's whole design is about the lions, yeah? Oh, I don't actually have him in here, do I? That's weird. I mean, I guess he is the... Oh, no, there he is. Yeah, the lion is his whole design. So if they're keeping lion flowers around the house, there definitely is some sort of relationship there. And not just with Sean. So, the flowers his mother was carrying showed up on the president's body. And because of that, he got rid of the bouquet and kept quiet about having discovered the corpse. Heh. Well, that ties everything up nicely, doesn't it? A little too nicely for my tastes. But why? What's wrong with that nice? I guess you forgot, huh? The kid also told us he was responsible for the head falling in the first place. Yeah, he did, but... So, he's still our only suspect. A finger of suspicion still seems to be pointing firmly in Sean's direction. However... yeah, how... Well, here's the thing, we don't really know... Okay, he's 58. Here's the thing, we don't really know his actual age, because, like I said, the body double. We don't know if this is the president, we don't know if it's the body double. And we don't even know if the age is accurate. I mean, I assume the age for the actual president is accurate, because they know how long he's been in office, probably. But I still feel like something's been going on here. Wait. I can think of a far more likely culprit than the boy. What? Who? The person who was holding Sean captive until only a short while ago. That's right. We had to rescue him from a warehouse refrigeration unit down by the harbor. A refrigeration unit in the depot. Oh, yeah. Oh, they were over there. Okay. Oh, luckily it wasn't switched on. Poor kid might have frozen to a popsicle otherwise. He was doing his best to call for help, which is how we found him. The sedatives had worn off by then, so he had been wide awake and plenty loud. Sedatives. Isn't that what you were given too? Yep. I found the bottle on the floor of the unit. It was even the same brand. Breezy's. Apparently it's super strong. Hey, we finally got the bottle. Oh, hello, bot. Let me bop you. And... bop. Well, Agent Lang, surely that suggests Sean is a victim, not a suspect. Somebody else was responsible, and I think they're behind all this. Oh yeah? And this secret mastermind of yours was here last night too? That's... I can't say yet. Heh. It's not like you to be so vague, Mr. Prosecutor. Sadly, we just don't have anything to tie our mysterious kidnapper to the murder of the president. So is there anybody else? Somebody other than Sean who could have committed the murder? Yeah, Excelsius. Because he was here while Sean was while Sean was practicing. And then he probably got out when Sean left to go call, or to answer the call. How have you been seeing more of that type of bot recently? I have kind of stopped paying attention to the type of bot recently. I just see the bot and I immediately bop it without reading it. Of course. So I was right. The kid is still our only suspect. Not quite. I can think of another. And what? Somebody who we just recently proved was right here on the movie set last night. Chairman Winner. Think he killed President Wang? Why not? We've proven that he was present. And if he was here, he's as viable a suspect as anybody else, wouldn't you say? Winner. Who do you really have? It's certainly another possibility to consider. Ooh, did you see that? Lang is apprehensive about this. This definitely has something to do with 12 years ago. It's certainly another possibility to consider. 12 years ago, he was... That number again. Look, a lot happened, okay? This was all 12 years ago or more. My father and the president being friends, or family being the ones who kept him safe. That's like the third time we've gone to that flashback in particular. Lang? Lang from like 12 years ago? Yep. Good to see that you're finally about to pay for your crimes. Even if it did take a while for you to get what's coming to you. Agent Lang, what happened 12 years ago? It's nothing to do with you. I think it has everything to do with me. It's clearly connected to this case. Heh. And you can prove that, can you? Go ahead, show me some proof that what happened 12 years ago has anything to do with this. Proof? Bots are usually your only form of entertainment or streaming, so you pay attention to them for fun? Oh, yeah, I certainly get that. There was a long time where they were the only ones who came around here. You can't prove it, the conversation's over. Does any of the evidence we've collected show a link? Oh yeah, we do. We have the report. I think it was around the time that I started going through the Ace Attorney games I stopped paying attention to them. Because these, even if there's no one here, demand a lot of attention. Especially since I'm actually reading out everything out loud. And some of them actually are genuinely difficult at times. At least every now and then.
Take that!
This is a report about Bronco Knight. It was sent to Chairman Winner by Warden Lagarde. This last part in particular should be of interest to you. Retrieve the package we laid to rest 12 years ago, in front of the planter. And that's not all. Take a look at this. This letter was sent to Rosie Ringer, the victim of a murder that happened the night before last. We don't know who sent it, but it does say this. Good luck getting your revenge for what happened 12 years ago. What? But... Something strange is going on, Agent Lang. Miss Ringer was murdered the night before last, and President Wang not long afterward. There's a connection between the two murders. There has to be. And I believe we can trace that connection to events 12 years in the past. Am I wrong? These old wounds you're opening here. Insults to my family. These are old wounds you're opening here. Insults to my family's name. Please, Agent Lang, we need to know. Oh, who's saying hold it now? Who on earth was that? Look, Shifu! Hey, it's the guys. Uh-huh? What are you all doing here? Well, we came to find you, sir. We heard you were looking into the incident from 12 years ago. Idiots! I'm not your boss anymore. Get back to your duties now. Oh, we can't do that, sir. What? You're disobeying a direct order? Please, sir. I'm begging you. We all are. You have to reopen the investigation into the SS5 incident. We know you can't let it go until you figure out what happened, and we can't either. Well, Agent Lang, it seems your former underlings with the events of the past explained too. You think it's that easy? That you could solve the case just like that? I think we can. Together. Heh. Well, alright then. Offer accepted. Yes! Shifu! Shifu! Ooh, are we gonna get a full flashback case? That could be interesting. Nice! And then I guess it's my turn to step up. I'm sorry, Kay? You're looking into a case from the past, right? I just happen to have something that'll help with that. Ah, you mean Mr. Thief. You know, I always call him Little Thief. I like that name more. But here's a question. Are we not going to do a flashback? Are we just going to be doing it exclusively within Little Thief? I guess that could work. I mean, especially if it's an extended Little Thief section. I sure do. If you can give me the details of the incident, I can rustle up a little simulation for you. Sadly, we don't have the files relating to the case. Uh-huh? How come? Access to those files is restricted. They're top secrets. Really? Why? Beats me. Somebody must have had something to hide. Even I've never seen them. Everything I know I read in the newspaper articles from the time. That's fine, just tell us what you know. Alright. Oh? Okay, he's actually gonna tell us. But before we get into this, because this is gonna take a while probably, let's take a short break to get some water, get stretched, and, you know, be healthy. Hold on, break time screen, where is it? Here it is. And then we can listen to this somber music while we go. I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. And I am back. Okay. Let's get into this next section, shall we? Yeah. Let's get right into it, because we don't have any information on this, so I can't really talk about it too much, can I? The SS5 incident. Happened on a winter's day 12 years ago. February 10th, to be precise. Oh, hey, it's almost that day in real life. Your police received a call directly from the kidnapper. I've got the president of Zhang Fa. So, he was kidnapped. Yeah, SS5 is the official designation of the president's kidnapping case. The kidnapper wanted $100 million. $100 million? How much money even is that? Aye, aye. Yes, good chase the cats. Also, $100 million, just a brief reminder, was a lot more. Well, not only when this game came out, but 12 years prior to when this game was taking place. More than you can imagine, it seems. Last person to see the president that night was my father. They were together at the embassy of Zhangfa until midnight of the 10th. Nobody knows what happened with the president after that until he was kidnapped. Our government did everything they could to scrape together that money. They were desperate to save him. And in the end, they succeeded. The money was handed over, and the president came home safely. So, President Wang was head honcho even back then? It is great exercise, yeah. Wow, go Mr. President! Heh. I like the time he stayed in power isn't even close to the most impressive thing about him. Major Lang was clearly very fond of President Wang. I assume the kidnapping was thoroughly investigated. It was, but the investigation was top secret, as was the trial. The trial? So, a suspect was arrested? Yeah, none other than our friend, Fifi Lagarde. What? Is that why you visited the prison? It is. I was put on what you might call extended leave from Interpol. So I thought I'd use the time to look into what happened 12 years back. And I wanted to see who I was dealing with. She was found not guilty then, wasn't she? Yeah. My father was in charge of the president's security at the time. But they held him responsible for the kidnapping and stripped him of his duties as presidential bodyguard. He stayed on the force, though, and he worked the case alone. Until eventually he found a suspect, Lagarde. And he thought she did it? There's no way she was innocent. Wow, I'm surprised that Lagarde is such an important figure. But they declared her not guilty, and the case went cold. My father couldn't take it. He was broken mentally and physically. Finally, he quit the force altogether. So, he had solid grounds to suspect Warden Lagarde. He must have had evidence. He wouldn't have he wouldn't have charged her otherwise. But I've never been able to see the materials from the case. I'm sorry. That's all I know. What do we do, Mr. Edgeworth? This is useful information, but... I mean, aren't you the great thief who steals information exclusively? Why don't you go do that? I don't think it's enough for a little thief to recreate the scene. Is there really nothing we can do? Oh, who's this? You look like you could use a hand. Who's this now? Okay, I was kind of guessing it was these two. I just didn't know which one it would be. No, Franziska. Also, Franziska's on Interpol right now, isn't she? So she can probably get the case files. And Mr. Fender. Hey, we finally managed to wrap things up over at the courthouse. So we thought we'd see what you kids were up to. Here. What's this? It says, SS5 Incident Investigation Report. Hey, look at that. Good job, Franziska. She's always coming in with her evidence at the most important moment. When Fifi Lagarde mentioned an incident from 12 years ago earlier, I couldn't help but wonder. So I decided to look into it, and this is what Interpol provided. Nice work, Franziska. Don't get the wrong idea, Miles Edgeworth. You're no longer a prosecutor. I didn't do this for you. I did it so that a colleague could solve his father's final case. I owe you, sis. But everything related to the SS5 incident was supposed to be top secret. Yes, but that classification was applied by the prosecutor in charge of the case, Excelsius Winner. He was the prosecutor in charge? Him again? Don't worry. Ooh, I dropped my headphones. I tried to adjust them, hold on. Okay, I'm good. Due to the outcome of this morning's case, he's been stripped of his authority. An outcome that was in no small part thanks to the efforts of his own son, Eustace. So, in defeating his father, he made the old case file available to us. Sounds like we owe him. Prosecutor Eustace Winner is busy wrapping things up after the conclusion of the Lagarde trial. But he asked me to give you a message. Leave Dad and Lagarde to me. You focus on your case over there. Heh, he's even starting to sound like a prosecutor. Indeed he is. All right. Now that we have the case file, I can recreate the scene no problem. Excellent. Let's get started. According to the file, the incident occurred exactly where the plaza is now. Then what are we waiting for? With me, everybody. Oh, it looks like I was right about the whole planter thing. But, I mean, I guess it makes sense for the planter to be over there, because there's the rose gardens about, yeah. Alright, Kay, if you could set Mr. Thief into motion. Sure, looks like there's more than enough here to work with. Where do you want to start? Good question. Let's see. It seems there's an eyewitness. A freelance journalist by the name of Alf Aldown. But apparently, he was killed by the culprit for witnessing the kidnapping. So, this is where it all happened, huh? Here? As in, the big building? No, construction of the big building only began a year ago. Whoa, what? Really? 51 floors in 1 year? That's crazy. Before that, it had been a piece of abandoned property. And before that... now we're getting to the stuff I know. 12 years ago, this place would have been... a happy family home. Like for retired people? No, it was a place for children without parents. Oh! Are we finally gonna bring up those missing children from the previous case? That makes sense, right? Maybe. Oh, actually, it would have to, because we know that Bronco is related to them somehow. Presumably Artie Frost's missing son. An orphanage, in other words. Well, it could be where Sean's from, actually, because Sean is 13, which means he would have been there if he was abandoned immediately as a child. That's also possible, yes. The president was kidnapped from an orphanage. Yeah, the place was run by Fifi Lagarde. She called it her happy little home. As the proprietor of the institution, I suppose it's understandable that she came under suspicion. President Wang, Excelsius Winner, and Warden Lagarde. Surely the SS5 incident must be related to our current case. Okay, could you enter the data relating to the murder of Mr. Aldown? It seems sensible to assume that he was killed by whoever kidnapped the president. Also, I don't know what's up with, Aldown's, his name. Because it's always a pun, or some sort. Right? You know, we have Shelly the Killer and Body Harm Canis. So what's Aldown's thing? I can't think of it off the top of my head. So if we solve the murder, we solve the kidnapping. Nice! Alright, so we're counting on you. Oh, this is probably going to be our last thief section of the game, isn't it? Probably. I can't imagine there's another one. Unless they do, you know, go that whole angle bringing back Callisto U, but that's becoming increasingly unlikely as things progress. What the heck is this? When did I grow to become so blase towards people's reactions to Mr. Thief? What we're seeing here is the front yard of the orphanage as it was 12 years ago. At least, as far as the police reports describe it. Yeah, this is how it looked when they started investigating at 7 AM morning on the murder. And it seems it had been snowing. Yeah, from what I heard, the footprints wound up being pretty important evidence. Something falling down, maybe? Oh, wait, did you hear something falling down? Oh. What did you hear falling down? I mean, my chair makes a lot of creaking noises. But I didn't drop anything. Or wait, did I say something? I might have said something, I just forgot about it. I tend to do that a lot, actually. Especially when I'm here. The name of the guy? Oh, the name of the guy. Let me see. Alf Aldown. Oh my god, you're right. His name is I'll Fall Down. Okay, yep, that was a good spot. Man, that is I'm surprised I missed that one. Okay, good job, good job. The snow fell in the daytime the previous day. In other words, before the incident occurred. Meaning that none of the relevant footprints would have been obscured by the new snow. I think you'll need to pay these footprints some special attention. Okay, let's see what we have here. Nothing especially notable about the building. Oh, they have the same statues in place, actually. And the same clock. What's up with all these black marks on the pillar in the ground? Dirt, perhaps? There's a shovel there, but I can't tell if it's a snow shovel or not. It doesn't look like it. Unless it's like for kids, I guess. And then there's a brick that you hit in the head with. Presumably from someone down here on ground level or from the roof. The music reminding you of Deltarune? It does kind of remind me of that. You are right. Let's see. There's another Lion Daisy, or whatever it was called. There's a phone, there's a camera. And then there's the footprints. Okay, let's start with the footprints, shall we? These footprints stopped by the body. I guess that means they belong to Mr. Aldown, right? His feet were pretty big. What's that, about a size 12? I don't know what a size 12 means. It could be literally anything, depending on what country we're pretending this game is taking place in right now. According to this file, they are the same size as his shoes. It's a match. These footprints go towards the body and come back. According to the case file, they ought to be the killers. They're about a size 9. Pretty average, in other words. It seems the police weren't able to track down who the murderer was from them, though. Are we gonna get, like, people's foot sizes in our record? That would be helpful, you know, at this point. Anyway, what's up with this mark? There are burn marks on this pillar here. The report says there was a fire sometime on the evening of the incident. A fire? Let's see. Where was it again? Yeah, one of the orphans set fire with some kerosene. Some sort of prank, probably. I know, they are really confusing. I've been confused ever since I was a child, and since then I've just sort of given up on guessing it. I just try on whatever I need to figure out what type of shoe I need. Though to be fair, I don't actually buy shoes especially often. It's very rare. They sound like the lively bunch. Possibly too lively. It seems their antics spoiled our chances of finding any footprints near the entrance of the building. Okay, what about this flower? Oh, we get to inspect the whole area. Okay, good, good, good. I'll fall down. The man who witnessed the presence of kidnapping. What exactly did he see? I based this part of the recreation on one of the crime scene photos. Oh, look at that. Very accurate. It seems he suffered a blow to the back of his head. Thrifting shoes makes it so much harder, because who knows where they came from. I know, right? I mean, it is more convenient than, you know, in the ye olden days, where you had to go find, like, a... What's even the word for someone who makes shoes? Clobberer? It was something like that. I guess a tailor could do it, too, depending. But, yeah, you know, the shoe sizes are at least somewhat helpful. Yeah, from the brick right there. They figured it must have been taken from here in the yard. It looks like the blood flowed from the head wound and spread over the surrounding area. Here, a gift for you. This is Mr. Aldown's autopsy report. Cobbler. Okay, I was close, I was close. I said clobber, which is to beat someone up, actually. So, I mean, similar word, but very different meaning. Anyway, let's take a look at this flower. Somebody's dropped a yellow flower here. I think this one symbolizes, wrong person. Somebody's dropped a yellow flower here. I think this one symbolizes, the desire to steal treasures. Okay, you can't just make these things up. What we can say is that it looks to be different from all the other flowers in the planter. Uh-huh, so what's it doing here? What indeed? You should examine the planters, too. I must be right. Somebody must have stolen it. It's a stolen treasure. Okay. I think this one might actually symbolize the growing anger of a former prosecutor. Wait, hold on. If the planters are... Yeah, it is the lion flower. But if the planters are here at the front of the big building, why is he digging over in the lot? I guess there must have been more planters, right? I actually think there... Yeah, no, there probably were. There probably were. Can I check the other planters right now? No. Okay. Ooh. This cell phone must have belonged to the victim. You're right! Yeah, it says here in the file that Mr. Aldown made a call while he was watching the kidnapping. A call? To whom? His girlfriend. Seems he called her when he saw the president was there. But she didn't pick up, so he left a message. And that's in here too, if you want to hear it. Please. Hey, Rosie. It's me. I guess you're asleep already. Anyway, I'm here at the orphanage. Something weird's going on. President Wang is here for some reason. And there's another. Damn it, the light's out, so I can't quite see, but it looked like he was being kidnapped? Anyway, oh! Wait, why does he know who President Wang is? Was he a big figure back then? What were those sounds at the end? He must have been attacked while he was still on the phone. Agent Lang, can I ask you something? Mr. Aldown's girlfriend, what was her name? Ringer. Rosie Ringer. At least that's what I heard. Oh, okay, well, there's the connection that for Rosie. Things are actually coming together quite quickly. Just as I thought. Wait, you mean her revenge for what happened 12 years ago? All Miss Ringer was left with was her memories and the personal effects of her lover. And so, seeking revenge on Chairman Winner, she made her appearance at the auction. So, she really was out for revenge on Chairman Winner, wasn't she? And perhaps it was for his suppression of the kidnapping. Or perhaps it was because she thought he was one of the kidnappers. Okay, that's very important for us to know. Let's see, what about the brick? This was the brick used in the murder. Well, that's all you had to say? There's stuff made of bricks all around the yard here. They probably took it from somewhere nearby, huh? The camera! I've been trying to avoid this one because it seems like it could be really, really important. So, the victim was carrying a camera. Oh, yeah, according to the file, they recovered a picture. Yeah, here we are. The president was being threatened at gunpoint by the figure who killed Wang, of course. And the snowman has a mark on its face from someone grabbing the eye off. I wonder if the eye is going to turn up in this investigation. It's the president, right? And somebody's pointing a gun at him. This must be what Mr. Aldown witnessed. So, the person in the trench coat is the kidnapper? Yes, I imagine they were trying to conceal their identity. But if Agent Lang's father's theory was correct, the person wearing the trench coat is Warden Lagarde. How come they only found one in the picture? I mean, how come they only found the one picture? He probably wasn't able to take any more before he was attacked. Okay, and how about the body itself? I'll fall down. Freelance journalist. I don't know if the glove prints are going to be the same, but they could be. I mean, it kind of looked like a smear, if I look at it. I mean, I guess letters would still show up on a smear a little bit, but I think the more important thing here is that the eye is missing. Killed after witnessing the kidnapping of President Wang. Even in the recreation, it's pretty gruesome, huh? It's even worse than the actual crime scene photos. That's a lot of blood. It seems to mostly have come from the back of his head. As you can see, the area is completely caked. Yeah, the autopsy report said that's where he was hit with a brick. Indeed. I imagine his attacker must have snuck up on him from behind. It looks as if he's clutching something with his right hand. Oh, yeah, they mentioned that in the file somewhere. Let's see. Oh, see, it is the eye. Okay. Wait, then why was he... How did he get all the way over there and then turn around? According to this, it was a button. A button? Torn from the attacker's clothing, perhaps? Okay, I think that's all we can get from here in the close-up. Let's see if we have any puzzle pieces we can put together yet. Not quite, no. Let's back off then. Let's see, what around here could be useful? I mean, I guess we can talk to everyone. Maybe that could be good. There's the broken snowman, unfortunate. Well, you can probably get something off of this. Aye, buttons, your specialty. We haven't actually mentioned those in a while. It's been a long time since they came up. This looks like a snowman, but it's mostly melted. Well, it's no wonder he's all slushy. He's wearing a hat and a scarf. He must have been all roasty-toasty. Oh, look at his cute little button eye, just lying there. He probably would have frozen back up again at dawn, you know. That's usually when it's coldest. Heh I don't think it would have helped much, Mr. Edgeworth. If a melted snowman froze again, it wouldn't turn back into a snowman. It would turn into Iceman. What? Is what I bet you wanted me to say, isn't it? Well, too bad. Okay, I was about to be very confused that Edgeworth does not understand the concept of snow turning to ice. Let's see. I don't see anywhere around here where bricks could have come from. I mean, obviously it could have just come from here, in one of these planters. Can I look at the planter specifically? No, I can't. Let's see. In that case, before we progress, let's just put those two puzzle pieces together just in case. Wait, no. That says 3 footprints, and it's talking about the big marks on the ground. I thought that meant the, what's it called? The, like the footprints here. Yeah, no, that's definitely not it. Anyways, I suppose I do need to talk to people, huh? Anyway, hey, Lang, what do you have to say? These 3 planters covered with snow. Is anything the matter, Agent Lang? Yeah, something's not right. I wasn't able to take a good look at the case file until now. Indeed. You have Chairman Winter to thank for that, it seems. Yeah, what's weird is, I've seen this scene somewhere before. What? But where? I keep thinking I've got it, but then it's gone. Well, this is the footprints, yeah? I don't know why it's, like, pushed off to the side in present day, but this is why they had those weird notches in them, because the guy was lining himself up with where the planter boxes were, and then digging in front of them. He appears to be lost in his efforts to remember. Perhaps I should leave him alone for now. President Wang changed after the SS5 incidents. I guess he felt his trust had been betrayed. I can understand that. But to cut ties with my family completely, after how close we'd been for all those years, my father was desperate to make amends. To get just one chance to say sorry. No matter how many times he tried to get the audience with the president, he couldn't. He couldn't even convince him to take a letter to him. One time, he came home covered in bruises. Who knows from where? Bodyguard, maybe? Ugh. Sorry, there's no point in making you sit through old stories that won't change anything. I'll be the judge of that. As warm and fuzzy as ever, I see. Not that I expected any different. The case ruined my father, and my family too. The people who failed to keep the president safe. That's all we were after. Oh, that's all we were after that. He threw himself heart and soul into that investigation. He became obsessed, in other words. Hardly the best state of mind in which to undertake an inquiry. Wow, you really don't pull your punches, huh? Look, just don't go thinking I'm the only one doing the... Just don't go thinking I'm only doing this because of my dad, okay? That investigation was solid. His work was meticulous. And it was accurate. It always was. He interviewed every single one of those kids, and he made sure they told him everything. I wonder if he learned anything of value. Can I present to you the footprints in the ground to remind you? What? You want to talk about Torosaurus? With everything else that's going on? I'm certainly not saying that the creature could be our culprit, but he's not unrelated to the case. If there's anything you can tell us, I'd be very much obliged. President Wang had Torosaurus toys from way back when. I saw it a couple times over the years, that's why I recognized it. Stuffed toy. Saw it in the presidential plane, too. If even the leaders of other countries love Torosaurus, he must be famous everywhere. Dogs go bow bow in other languages, right? And cat... Oh, wait, haven't we had this exact same dialogue before? We have. We have had this literal same interaction. Wow, that's weird. Why'd they repeat that? Okay, let's see. Maybe Gavel has something to say. Can I help you, Mr. Edgeworth? I cannot thank you all enough for returning Sean safely to me. I can hardly bear to imagine how I would have felt if he had not come home. Hey, old guy! Can't you see you're upsetting her? But that was not my intent at all. Look at our little knight in shining armor, defending his mom's honor. Shut up. I wouldn't have to if you didn't keep... That's enough, Sean. Mr. Edgeworth, if you'll allow me. I would like to apologize again. I failed in my duty as a servant of justice. I'll not ask you to forgive me. I only ask that you understand that I... Judge Gavel, I don't presume to know the goddess of justice as well as you do. But she was a mother, was she not? Of other gods and goddesses? She was. Fair judgment requires personal circumstances to be taken into account. I'm sure she would understand. Perhaps your beloved goddess is more merciful than you give her credit for. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Huh. What are they even talking about? Don't worry, Sean. I don't have a clue either. Also, I would like to just take this moment to point out how weird it is that Gavel has this whole Goddess of Justice thing going on. Because that is not really a thing in any of the other games. At no point is it ever insinuated in the slightest that the judicial system of this country has religion, has like religious influences. The only reason I can think of them giving her that is sort of like a precursor to the final game, which takes place in a different country where religion is very strongly tied to the judicial system. I just wanted to bring attention to that because it's kind of weird to me. So, things are finally settling down after Ward and the guard's trial. It would seem so. Sentencing is still to come, but the guilty verdict should stand. Do not worry. Excelsius Winter's connection to the case will be thoroughly investigated. Have faith, Mr. Edgeworth. Eustace is a changed man. Indeed. He simply had some growing up to do. But then, don't we all? Kay included. Huh. Kinda feel for him now. I said some pretty mean things, but I'll make it up to him next time we get the chance. And I'm sure that chance will come. But for now... Indeed. We need to focus on the case at hand. Really, nothing from her either. How about if we present something? Do you know anything about... Okay, I should probably read this, shouldn't I? Confirm by Dalong Lang. That's probably Lang's father. Nothing here is actually important to us right now, is it? No. Can I ask you about the... I don't know, why can't I connect the button in the picture, in the puzzle pieces? That's kind of weird to me. That's the thing, I assume I can present stuff to literally everyone here, because this is a big situation. I just don't know where they want me to start. Did I miss anything on the body, perhaps? No, I did not. Edward says we're good. How about this guy? The backup. Shifu, I know it's rude of me to ask, but can we count off for the old time's sake? Just once, I'm begging you. For old time's sake. Seems a little sentimental, but fine. Count off! 1! Sorry, Shifu. It just doesn't feel the same on my own. It's kinda lonely. Fool. It shouldn't matter if there's one of you or 100. You may be your own here, right now, but the pack is always with you. So quit whining about being lonely and howl like you mean it. Count off! 1! 1! 1! 1! Is he crying? Okay, how about you, Fender? I've been kind of ignoring you. Heh, looks chillier than your chilliest lookout there, out here, Miles Reno. Somebody might have to warm me up. Oh, look at that, I was kind of right about him not being important right now, because he doesn't even get a close-up. Could you maybe take this a little more seriously, Mr. Fender? For you, K-Meister? Anything. Can't believe this whole sorry tale began right here. Kinda crazy, right? Right? Yes, it is a little. What were Feast and the chairman up to, though? Where were they going with all this? Where indeed? I'd very much like to know that myself. And I'd very much like to know when you two are going to admit how much you love your Uncle Fetty. Heh, not anytime soon. Come on, Mr. Fender. You're not taking this seriously at all. He did so for about 3 sentences, which is something of a record. Okay, well, if we aren't actually going to be able to present everything, like, present stuff to everyone, then I assume the two down here are clear as well. In that case, I just need to present something to Gavel and something to Lang. Let's see, how do I want to start this? I suppose I could ask Lang about the fire? Or the button? Actually, I suppose I should start asking Lang about everything, because he'd probably have no more details. Let's see, let's start with the fire, shall we? What kind of brat sets a fire like that for fun? Yeah, we lost a bunch of vital evidence thanks to that little prank. Agent Lang, your father investigated the SS5 incident in some depth, correct? Do you know if he learned anything about the child who set the fire? Heh, you wonder about that too, huh? So did I. Sadly, he never shared his thoughts on the matter with anybody. Yeah, which means the truth has lost its time. Guess we'll never track it down now. He may not show it, but I get the sense that talking about this is very hard for him indeed. Aren't you forgetting something, Agent Lang? Wolves are amazing trackers. You can sniff out the truth wherever it is. You're right. Who knew you'd be the one to tell me that? Maybe you're not so bad after all. She's my assistant for a reason, Agent Lang. I'm Mr. Edgeworth's assistant for a reason, Agent Lang. Oh, look at that. They're bringing back the whole gimmick of her knowing what Edgeworth is about to say. How about... let me read this. Okay, nothing important there. Oh, no, I hit the wrong button. How about the button? Do you know anything about this? No, you do not. How about the picture? You want me to tell you about the SS5 incident? In a nutshell, my dad couldn't keep the most important person, Zhang Fa, safe. We put everything on the line to try and figure out what happened. This seems like, just flavor text with no meaning. He nearly worked himself to death trying to solve that case. Not so bad, he looked like a ghost. Maybe it would have been all worth it if he could have gotten the people responsible convicted. But he couldn't, and that Lagarde woman got off scot-free. He failed to repay the president for all he'd done for us, and he failed to solve the case. And that's how a family of wolves got put into this never-ending nightmare. That enough for you? Sounds to me like one young cub in particular took his family's downfall very badly. I can only imagine how much the experience must have hurt him and his father. We will do all that we can to bring this case to its conclusion at last, Agent Lang. I promise you. And I hope that the story you just told us proves a useful clue in doing so. That's all you had to say after I poured my heart out to you? Why do I waste my time? Okay. How about the final call? Okay, yep, I was right. It is just flavor text that shows up whenever you present something related to the case. You have anything to say? No? I didn't miss anything in the investigation, did I? Maybe a place to find the brick? I think that's the only thing I can think of. Is a place to find the brick. Actually, what about the flowers? No. Okay. Gavel might tell me something about the flowers, though. Oh, actually, hold on. Can I deduce on the body? No, I cannot. That option is not available at the moment. In that case, Gavel, please. I need to speak with you for a little while. Let's start with the flowers with you. This seems relevant, but okay, we'll read it. On the matter of what happened the night before last, and the reasons for my meeting with the president, I'm afraid I must keep my silence for now. Even though you know how crucial the information is to our case? Yes. Even in spite of that, forgive me. She's really not going to back down on this one. I can't see a way to try and convince her to open up. I think my only choice is to drop the matter for now. But allow me to say one thing. Sean's effort to protect me disrupted your investigation. For that, I can only apologize. Don't worry. It would take more than the lies of a child to throw me off the scent. And besides, not even I'm thoughtless enough to criticize a child for wanting to protect his mother. And besides, what? Oh, it's nothing. Ignore me. Nor a mother for wanting to protect her child. Okay, because I assume I'm going to get nothing out of her. Oh, hold on, we are getting something. Both Chairman Winner and Warden Lagarde were involved in this case. Or at least, so it would seem. Indeed. And that's not all. Yes, I'll fall down, and President Wang, too. We need to find out what linked their deaths. And perhaps the secret lies here somewhere. We're only just starting to get an inkling of what that link might be. We'll need to pursue it as carefully as we can. Then let's leave no stone unturned. On with the investigation. And don't worry about Little Thief. I just changed the batteries. So it runs on battery power. Interesting. Okay. In that case, I don't think Gavel's gonna give me anything. In that case, I guess I really didn't just miss something. Did they want me to check the front door? Hey, this arch. We've seen it somewhere before, right? Indeed we have. It's the same one that stands over the entrance to the big building today. But this is supposed to be how things looked 12 years ago. Was it there the whole time? It seems the architects worked the old archway into the structure of the new building. The future is simply the past reheated. I think I heard that somewhere. And for once, it seems you might have remembered it correctly. But 12 years is a long time to reheat something for. If it was your lunch, it'd be ruined. Yeah, okay. I didn't get anything off of that. Where could the brick have come from? I think that's kind of the important thing to talk about right now, isn't it? Let's see, around here... I guess I can check the bench. It's a porch swing with an elephant's face on it. And behind it is what appears to be a motor. You know what every dedicated swing fiend always wonders? Oh, wait, hold on. First of all, I know I misread the line, but why is there a motor on a swinging bench? Just use your feet. You know what every dedicated swing fiend always wonders? Oh, wait, no, I just read it weird again. This is a weird sentence. You know what every dedicated swing fiend always wonders, don't you? If they can swing all the way to the top and back again and back over again. Maybe a motorized swing could finally make that dream come true. Wow, I completely flubbed all of those. Wouldn't that be a little dangerous? And what dream is it, huh? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. True, but hardly applicable in this case. Okay, I'm really kind of stumped here. I mean, I guess we can talk to Franziska. Or the reporters, but I doubt the reporters have anything. How dare you, Scruffy! Don't you dare tell anybody, I'll just deny it anyway. Oh, hey, Mr. Edgeworth, you gotta help me out here, sir. What's the matter, Detective? It's about the SS5 incident. What else? I know Chairman Winter isn't in charge anymore and all, but a top-secret file being available to us so quickly after his removal? Something seems off. So, that got me to thinking. I put in a call and they told me that, well, that Miss Von Karma went to some pretty extreme lengths to get that file released. Oh, curse you, Scruffy! I deny everything! Oh, hey. It sounds like you went through a lot of trouble for our sake, Franziska. Don't worry, your efforts won't be for nothing. I'll solve this case, you'll see. Really? That's nothing there either. Maybe there really is something in the... Maybe these really do go together somehow. Okay, I thought so. That would have been very silly. Where... I mean, here's the thing. They said to inspect the planter box more carefully, but I'm not actually allowed to inspect them. Oh wait, I can. I can only inspect this planter though. Oh, that's so weird. Okay, I've been running around confused because I missed the one little spot I can interact with it. These planters. According to the case file, the yard stretched around the 3 sides of the orphanage. Oh, that's why he was digging in the empty lot. Okay, that makes sense. And there were 3 planters on each side. Yes, planters arranged in a very particular pattern. One we've seen somewhere before. Shame there aren't that many flowers, but I guess it was the middle of winter. Yes, but look at that one. It's bright yellow. Weird. How come there's only one? Wait, it looks like somebody dropped it. That's a lion lily, if I'm not very much mistaken. A rare member of the family Liliaceae. A lion lily, you say? Wait, didn't Judge Gavel give President Wang to some lion lilies? What is the same flower doing here? This can't be a coincidence. I believe this particular cultivar is from Asia, where it's said to symbolize the bond between parent and child. I wasn't aware you were so knowledgeable when it came to flowers, Franziska. Oh! Is Gavel actually Wang's daughter? That's... I mean, I guess it... Okay. I really didn't expect that. Okay. Huh. What I just told you is common knowledge. Perhaps you need to read a little more. Anyway, puzzle piece time. We can do it now. 3 footprints and the planters. So, that's what our monstrous hoof prints really were. Wait, what? Recall the arrangement of the prints. Now, compared to that of the planters. Whoa! That's right. I believe these footprints are located exactly where our planters once stood. So Chairman Winter was digging around in front of them? He was. And why might he have been doing that? We have a piece of evidence in our possession. That answers that exact question. Because he was digging around for the letter.
Take that!
I wonder how many times they're gonna have me go back to this letter as evidence. Recall, if you will, the report that one of the guards sent to Chairman Winter. In it, she mentioned something that had been laid to rest in front of a planter. You think she was telling him where to dig? Wait, but why 3 holes? Because the reporter didn't specify which of the planters she meant. Oh, I get it. So he wasn't sure which one it was. Which meant he had to try and dig up all three. I imagine so, yes. Poor Chairman Winter. But why go through all that trouble? What was he looking for? I think that's about all we can learn from the scene for now. Alright, how about I show you how things looked earlier on in that night? That would be very much appreciated. Could you take us back to the moment at which the victim witnessed the kidnapping? Sure. I'll use the photograph he took. Here goes nothing. Okay, here we go. This is actually progress. Also, I need to readjust my chair, because it is not in a comfortable spot right now. Hold on. Also, how did this person get up behind you? I guess they took the, that burnt path with the stones, so they left no footprints, and then they ran out in front of him? Probably. By the way, if I sound like I was far away, it's because I was. I was adjusting my chair. There's Mr. Alldown in the middle of the planters. Oh, well, they're an accomplice, then. And there's the president and his kidnapper out by the road. My father based his investigation on the evidence Alldown provided. That was why he thought the kidnapping and the orphanage were connected somehow. And how he wound up suspecting Fifi Lagarde. He was the one running the orphanage at the time. Exactly. When the case went to trial, Excelsius Winter put a big hole in that theory. He did. Yeah, after all, the president and the kidnapper weren't actually on the grounds of the orphanage. So it was hard to conclusively prove any kind of connection. Huh. So they were never seen inside the gates of the orphanage? Heh. Detectives bust a gut to find evidence on the scene, and then the prosecutors come along and twist it for their own ends. Winter and Lagarde were working together. They had some kind of deal, I'm sure of it. So you're saying that Chairman Winter was working with the kidnapper? Your father was convinced that Lagarde was the culprit, correct? And you say he was gifted, and you say he was a gifted and thorough investigator. Then he must have had more to support his theory than just Mr. Alldown's message, surely. Yeah, he must have. I just don't know what it was. It wasn't exactly a case he liked talking about. Agent Lang's father, Da Long Lang, trusted ally and confidant of President Wang. He discovered truths that were subsequently suppressed by Chairman Winter. Our first priority should be to find out what they were. Okay, in that case, let's begin by going over here, shall we? Yep. First things first, the button. Oh, wait. Oh, I can't actually present evidence here. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, fine. There's just the snowman, then. Hey, that snowman! It was melted in the simulation in the morning after the murder, huh? And that muffler was all wet, and its little button eye had fallen off. Indeed. It still looked reasonably healthy at this point. Although, not entirely. I can see one thing that's missing. Ah, poor guy. I bet some kid took it as a stupid prank. Not a bad piece of thieving, though. Maybe they had potential. I think one of the orphans took it. I'm not so sure. In fact, I think it was grabbed by someone else entirely. Ah, now I can present evidence. Good. Yes. The button here. This snowman is missing a certain something, wouldn't you say? Yeah, his right eye. Indeed. Luckily, we've managed to locate it. The button Mr. Alldown was holding. Look at it. It's the same type of button as the other eye and everything. And if we suppose that the button was indeed the snowman's missing eye, that presents something of a contradiction. The victim's location. The victim was clutching the button, and the button was covered with his blood, which means he must have grabbed it after being attacked. Let's run a little hypothetical, shall we? What if, after being struck, Mr. Alldown lost his balance and reached out to grab something to steady himself? The snowman. The snowman wouldn't have supported him, so he would have grasped the button and continued falling. I get it. So you're saying that he was near the snowman when he was attacked? I am. Within arm's reach, to be precise. I know, it really is just a kind of boring button. But I guess that's why they were willing to use it for a snowman. Because typically when you use something for a snowman, there's a significant chance that you are not going to get it back, either due to wind or due to like it melting overnight and then getting dropped in the snow, and then you can't find it till spring. Although I suppose it's not necessarily the issue for all the pieces. They, if they attach them well, most of them will be fine. And the scarf will be fine as well. That bucket, though, I can't say anything about that. That looks like a really easy thing to be blown away. And he's currently nowhere near that close. Right, but his footprints only go so far as the planter. He never came back this way. What if they weren't his footprints? I think we need to look at all the prints again. Alright, I'll take us back to the scene where Mr. Aldown's body was found. Okay, rewind. Oh, I'm yawning again. That's fine, we'll get through it, because I usually only get tired around this time of stream, and then I pick back up. But the footprints on the left definitely matched up with Mr. Aldown's shoes, right? So what's the deal? Let's take a closer look and see if we can't figure it out. Well, someone probably just put his shoes on, right? Can we really be sure these are Mr. Aldown's footprints? Well, they're the same size, a 12, which is pretty big, and the prints match his shoes. They also go straight to the middle of the planters where his body was found. But, as we've established, when he was attacked, he fell and grabbed the button from the snowman. Well, being a great thief, I know a few contortionist tricks, but that would be way beyond even me. It's just a massive button. It is pretty massive. Some average Joe stretching his arms that far? Basically impossible. I think we can be reasonably certain that the prints were made by the shoes the victim was wearing. But can we be certain that they were actually the victim's shoes? Perhaps we should take another look at them. Okay. Shoe time. These shoes. As the case file says, they match the footprints, but... Huh. These aren't the victim's shoes, I'm sure of it. Yeah, they're way too big. What do you mean? You know, I didn't even notice that last time. I really should have. Look at how the laces are tied. Don't they look a little strange to you? What's more, they don't appear to fit properly. So these prints, they go right up to where the victim was found, and they stop right by his feet. But they didn't actually belong to him. So are the prints by his head his? The ones that lead away and come back? No, I don't think so. They're too small. So neither set belongs to him? Then how did he get here? That's easy enough. He didn't walk. He was carried by the killer. I know. That's always the issue with these ones, is trying to figure out if it's the art that's being weird or if it's just something you're supposed to notice. So then, where did the murder take place? Was it really over by the snowman as we suspected? Most likely, yes. Can you speed the can we go back to the other time? How do I do this? Okay, how do I speak to you? Okay? Can I speak with you, please? Or do I have to finish this section? Do I have puzzle pieces? Let's see. When did these show up in my inventory? I didn't even notice that. Yeah, Winter probably moved the body, if I had to guess. Because there's obviously two people here. Really? No? Okay, fine. You know, fair enough. I'm jumping ahead. How do I... In that case, how do I not present, how do I speak with... Ah, that's how I speak with her. I use Y. Switch back to the other one, please. We have more to investigate. So, this is how things looked right before the president was presumably led away at gunpoint. He seemed super strong, but he still wasn't a match for a gun, huh? Indeed. And Mr. Aldown captured this little scene on the camera from over there by the planters. But if he did, then how? How could he have grabbed that button off the snowman if he's all the way over there? Precisely. I think we need to look at the situation again at a different point in time. Really? Okay, sure, I guess. What about over here? Actually, no, that's probably not it. Let's go back in time, right? Or forward in time, I suppose. What did I miss? Is it just the footprints again? Or did I miss something on the body? Yeah, we already read this one. Yep, we read it. Same thing. The body, then. Really? Nothing new to be found? Well then, what about this that am I missing? Let me see. What did Winter dig up near the planter? Was Winter involved? Signs of indicating that Aldown's body had been moved from elsewhere. And there was a brick. Okay, let's go back to the other point in time. There is still the other bit we didn't investigate at all. Oh yeah, look, there's already blood on the ground. Okay. Mr. Aldown took his picture of the president's kidnapping from here, and then called Rosie Ringer, by which point his killer must have already been approaching from behind, with a brick in their hand, ready to strike. Like, really? That's all I get? Okay, fine. Be that way, then. These planters. According to the case file, the yard stretched around the three sides of the orphanage. Oh wait, that's K. And there were 3 planters on each side. Yes. Planters arranged. Oh, right. Same thing as last time. We've read this exact thing. Oh, they're gonna make me go through the whole thing. What does the game want from me? I mean, I think the clue telling me to look back in the other time was pretty clear. Yeah, okay. And we'll go back to the other time then. What am I really missing though? Actually, you know what? Hold on. We are 2 hours in. So that means it's time to take a break. So, go get water, go stretch, be healthy. I will be back in less than 5 minutes, as always. Wait, that's the wrong screen. Don't look at that one. Don't look at it. There we go. This is the right screen. Okay, and I am back. Now, I'm going to let you guys know right now that next time we get to a to be continued screen, like a save point, I'm going to take a little bit of a longer break so I can go and put some tea on the kettle. And I'll probably be there until it's finished. And it won't take long. I'll just get enough for 1 cup, but just letting you guys know ahead of time, the next break will be a bit longer. Also, yes, the scuff screen is quite interesting to be, you know, the cause of the issues. Especially considering I haven't even really finished it, but, you know, it doesn't really need to be finished, as we don't... Hopefully we'll never have to use it, really. In fact, we don't really get to use it often, because if the main issue is if the stream just completely cuts out. Anyways, what was I doing? Right, I said that maybe go back here. Can I look at this? Hold on. I think Mr. Aldown's body was moved. How else we explain the button was clutched in his hand? That would suggest that he was killed somewhere near the snowman. I better take a closer look. Ah, here we are. This is perfect. Let's see, we have the footprints here. Snowman here. There's our missing brick. And that is about it. So let's start with the brick, shall we? So we know that's going to give us a puzzle piece. Huh? Well, let's get there's a missing brick here. The rest of the brickwork looks fine. Strange that there's just this one is missing. Indeed. Size 9 footprints going toward the body and away from it. The case file says they must have belonged to the murderer. They grow fainter as they get closer to the orphanage gates. That's just because there's less snow over here, no? No. It means that she was, or... I'm saying she because I'm assuming it's a guard, but it means that they, because we don't know who they are, were a lighter weight on the way back. Be that as it may, it certainly doesn't help matching help in matching the prints up with the name and face. Oh, I accidentally clicked on nothing. Poor Snowman. He's not looking too good. Oh, you didn't even get to chase the cats? Oh yeah, let them sleep. You don't want to wake them up from their nap. Can't be helped. Snow and ice eventually melt. That's just how it is. And so do mysteries. All we have to do is wait. The snowman of the case will have melted into the clear water of truth. All you have to do is wait, Kay. I have to work to solve those mysteries. Okay, puzzle types time. We have this solution for the brick. Which might be a solution for something else, maybe? Oh, you did get to pet the dog. How nice. It seems quite likely that the missing brick was the one used in the murder, wouldn't you say? Oh, yeah. Now that you mention it, they're the exact same shape and size. Okay, wonderful. Oh, actually, hold on. Are we about to get to blow through all the puzzle pieces? That'd be nice. We could, we can probably finish up the thief section then. Let's see. Brick by the snowman is our new one, which is our indicator that the body was moved. I think we have to conclude that the murder actually happened over by the snowman. Right. The button came from there, and the brick too. Indeed. And what's more, if the murderer took the brick right from by the snowman, and then tried to sneak up on the victim all the way over by the planters, Mr. Aldown would have seen them coming right away. Exactly. I think we need to update the simulation, Kay. Mr. Aldown wasn't standing by the planters, he was next to the snowman. Gotcha. Alright, here goes. Oh, his camera must have been really zoomed out then to get the perspective. Wait, that's not the right spot, is it? He's facing the wrong direction. What's going on here? Huh? Okay, hold on. Do I have any more puzzle pieces I can do? Not really, no. Yeah, no matter how you look at it, this just doesn't work, huh? Indeed. Everybody who is present is in exactly the same spot. So, where do we go wrong? One of the pieces of evidence on which we've based our simulation must be the source of the problem. What if one of them was faked somehow? Which one was it? If I had to guess, it would have to be the photo, right? This one right here? Because here's the thing, this is pretty easy to stage, especially if you already have him at gunpoint. Like, you can have him make the fake photo as part of your demands. And this is the main thing that our simulation was based on, right? That's what it seems like to me. Let's try it, shall we?
Take that!
I think I was right. Can we really be certain that this picture was taken by Mr. Aldown? Uh-huh? What do you mean? We know that whomever killed him moved the body. But why would they have done that? What if they wanted to make it seem like he saw something he didn't? And then they took the photo to help back up that lie? They had the president at gunpoint. They could easily have forced him to pose for the picture. And he would have no choice but to comply. Hey, now that you mention it, they only recovered one picture from Mr. Aldown's camera, right? Indeed. I imagine his killer probably removed the film that was already in there. Then replaced it with another, thereby ensuring the only picture found was the one they staged. Yeah, that makes total sense. So, this picture was actually taken after Mr. Aldown left. No way. And there you have it. The picture doesn't show what Mr. Aldown saw at all. It seems highly likely this was simply staged to make us believe that was the case. Wait, so where was the president when Mr. Aldown thought he saw him being taken? Luckily, the photograph isn't the only piece of evidence we can use to try and figure that out. Oh, yeah, he left that voicemail too. He did. I think we should listen back to it one more time, don't you? This is surely the only place where the president and his kidnapper could have been standing. Are you going to let me listen to the voicemail? No, you're not? Okay. The president and the kidnapper must have been standing here then, right?
Take that!
Okay, no, that's not it. Unless they're about to ask me about evidence, but let me read this. Okay, so our boy is at the orphanage, like the victim, I mean. President Wang is also at the orphanage, and there's another person also at the orphanage. The lights are out, so you can't quite see. Okay, yeah, this is the failure dialogue. In that case, were they standing at the front of the orphanage? Or were they standing in the big burnt section? It could be either one of the two. I want to guess it's the burnt section. I'm really not sure. Okay, no, it's not that either. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. We make mistakes. Standing in front, then.
Take that!
No? Okay, I might actually game over here. Because I just didn't really put this together. Let's see, we've tried over here. Tried here, we've tried here. I mean, I guess we could try... over here? I mean, there is a light out.
Take that!
Oh, okay, here it is. There it is. There it is. I was just assuming that all the lights were out at the time. That was my issue. Recall this statement from Mr. Aldown's voicemail. Damn it, the lights are out. 2 of the lights here in the yard are broken. Yeah, he must have been talking about the one over by the building. Alright, could you update the simulation to reflect everything we've learned? Sure. And there we have it. The kidnapper was really standing over there by the building. Yes, which would certainly have strengthened the theory that they were connected to the orphanage. So, they moved the body and staged the photograph to distort the picture painted by the voicemail, which helped them undermine the idea that the orphanage was involved when the case went to trial. Well, that certainly changes what this particular part of the simulation tells us. I imagine it will also affect our understanding of the scene from when the body was found. Only one way to find out. Ready to make the jump? Switch between the 2 recreations. Oh, right. They're just giving me the information on how to do that. Switch recreations! And here we have it. Now we have our photographer friend dead at the front. And no one over here. So, this is where Mr. Aldown really met his fate. But he was moved in order to make the scene consistent with the staged photograph. Over to the spot between the planters. So the footprints, the fact that they go over there and come back... Yes, I think that tells us something important. That they were left by whoever carried him over there. Do I have more puzzle pieces? Just double checking. No. Well, now we have a missing body. Blood on the snow, and a lot of it. It certainly looks as if the murder occurred here, doesn't it? Wait, but we just figured out that Mr. Aldown was killed over there by the snowman, right? We did. I think this blood might belong to somebody else. What? But the police report said the blood was Mr. Aldown's. Need I remind you that the case was overseen by Chairman Winter? The man would have had no scruples about altering the official record over something this small. But then, why go through all that trouble? Couldn't he have just cleaned up the blood instead? He wasn't able to. Think about it. He knew that this is where the police would find Mr. Aldown's body. And he knew the police would have certain scientific methods at their disposal to look for clues. Oh, you mean luminol? Yeah, they would have found traces of her blood for sure if they used that. Exactly. You wouldn't have been able to clean it up to the point where it's undetectable. Far easier to falsify the results of any such tests when they came back in. It would simply have been the matter of replacing the official results with a doctored copy. Yeesh, so we've been looking at a forgery this whole time? That sucks. But, wait, it says that Mr. Aldown's clothes were covered in blood too. It does, and if they were, which seems entirely believable, it suggests that whoever's blood it wasn't yet dry when Mr. Aldown's body was placed here. I get it, which means that the other person's blood was spilt not long before Mr. Aldown was killed. I think it does, yes. But if that's the case, doesn't that present something of a contradiction? Let's see. Oh, I can actually deduce things here. I don't think there's anything I want to deduce right now, though. Is there? Let me double check. We do only have the 1 HP. No, not really. Let me keep just looking around this area. Somebody dropped a yellow flower here. According to Franziska, yes. They're originally from Asia, if I recall correctly. Yep, and she said it symbolizes the pond being painted or tilled, right? It was the bond between parent and child, okay. I can't interact with the brick or the footprints on this side. Okay, that's strange. The body where it should be now. Oh, the body's where it should be now, over by the snowman. Kinda sad, nobody being here anymore, huh? No, okay, not even slightly. Now that the body's gone, there may be new clues for us to discover. Let's go over the scene with a fine-tooth comb one more time. Yes, sir, understood, sir. Okay, nothing there then. Oh, hold on, how about up here? This is the only part where there's no snow, huh? Because of the fire one of the kids set. Imagine the snow here melted as a result. This must be the unluckiest orphanage in the world. First a fire, then a murder? Talk about going from bad to worse. The fire came first, but just because it caused the snow to melt. The fire doesn't necessarily have to come first. Especially since fire doesn't really melt snow all that great, actually. Let me see. Do I have any evidence that might help here? I mean, the weird shape of it certainly seems to indicate something. But also... Hold on, we're about to die anyway, just save the game. Because I'm about to present something that's definitely wrong. In that case, let's go with deducing on the blood. And we can deduce maybe the order of it occurring from the fire? No, that doesn't seem right. I mean, that's the only thing I can really think of. What if we do on the fire spot about the blood? Hold on. No, that's not it either. Hold on, I'm gonna have to sit here and think about this for a second. I really don't know. Okay, let's see. We could present on the flower, the bloodstain, the fire, like the burnt path, and that's it. The three things right here. Blood, flower, burnt path. Now, it's not the flower, because we don't have anything relevant to it at the moment. And it's probably... Okay, well, obviously probably one of them, because it could only be one of them. But what would it be about them? What puzzle pieces do I have? Let me check that. This is not what we need, actually, no. Deduce, deduce, deduce. Deduce on the burnt path that... Not the blood, not the victim's shoes, not the button, not the photo. Not necessarily the fire, like this, is it? No. Not the autopsy report. Right, no, not that. I mean, I could say that it's burnt because it got burnt, but that's not going to be helpful in any way. Let me see. Let me back off, see if there's anything else. Hold on, if I go back in, does it say I'm done here? No, I am missing something here. Okay. Well, if I'm missing something here, and it just pulled me in here from the other thing, then I had to be able to do something here. If the blood isn't his, then perhaps it's someone else. I mean, obviously someone else's. Perhaps we know who it is. Can I present profiles in this game? No, not this one. Perhaps it's... I don't actually have a way to say that's anyone else, do I? No. Okay, then what do we do? I could... no, that wouldn't help, really. No. I mean, we know this photo was taken by the accomplice. And we know this blood is probably the accomplice's. What do I do just deduce the blood on the blood? I mean, I would like to just get rid of the 1 HP thing, so let's see. Okay, no, we lost. Game over. That's the second time I think we've gamed over in this game. That's unfortunate, but it's fine. That just happens sometimes, yeah? Though, really, I am completely lost here. What does it want me to do? Retry, please. Yes, from current scene. Well, you know what? How it wore me all the way down. It's supposed to be... I'll check the guide this one time, okay? I usually put more resistance up to that, but I kind of just want to get through this, because I have genuinely not the slightest idea of what it could be. Let's see here. What do I even need? I hope it's not like a situation where I just missed an object somewhere. Let's see. Yep, I've done that. Okay, it doesn't look like I'm missing any objects, because I have all the things. Yep, I have that. Really? Okay, it was the thing I was talking about. I just didn't have a way to really say it without sounding stupid. So what it is... Remember how I was talking about how the fire happened afterwards? So they could, like, walk on it? And that's what they want me to present here. I thought they had already talked about that, though. I guess I just sort of hallucinated that. Or maybe they did mention it, and they just didn't follow up on it. Either way, it's fine. There's a clear contradiction here. Uh-huh? In the bloodstain? The blood is clearly cut off of where the snow was melted by the fire, which means that the blood in question was spilt before the fire was started. Huh? But the fire happened before the murder, no? And we choose to believe the case file, yes. But if the fire was actually set after what happened here... the kid who lit it might have seen something. Then why isn't there a witness statement? Because they would have challenged Chairman Winter's version of the events. We need to know more about this fire. Yes, Shifu. The fire might have been reported to the police, which means there might be a record of it. Go see if they have anything, and bring anything you find back here right away. Understood, Shifu. I'll get right on it. One more thing. What is it, Shifu? Contact my family back in Zhangfa. Tell them to search my father's office. There should be something related to the case. There should? What kind of something exactly? I told you I'd seen this scene somewhere before, didn't I? Well, I remembered where. It was in my father's office. He had a picture of it. Or at least something very much like it. What? It looked like it was drawn by a child. Possibly a child from the orphanage. Possibly even the child who set the fire. It should still be around there somewhere. Tell them to send it right away. Oh, yes, Shifu. Oh, wait. There's more? Excuse me? What now? I don't need to slam these pictures, these together, do I? No, there's no way. I mean, maybe? No, I've tried it before, though. I've tried it. What now, then? Okay. Is there anything here that I still need to investigate? No. Edgeworth says we're done. What about here? No, there's nothing here. Lang? Do you have anything to say? No, because we don't have any new evidence. What? What would it be? Oh, I'm so confused. Because it kind of seemed like the point where we would actually cut to the new scene. Did I actually miss an item when I was speeding through I must have missed an item somewhere. But what? In case you're wondering, I am looking it up right now. Because I was just looking at it. I didn't see anything I missed. Oh, this is always so confusing. Hold on. Oh, wow. Okay, well, first of all, I just realized I am missing something. Not missing something. One of the reasons I'm confused is because I just realized the thing I'm looking at is actually using a different translation of the game. I guess they use different... Oh, right, because this game didn't come out in English. This is a guide for the DS version, and the DS version was not... It was exclusively in Japanese, so it would have been a fan translation. Okay, but what am I missing? What item did I miss? I guess I need to read everything extra carefully then. Because this should be the end of this section. Let's see. Connect this to this. Wait, no. I've connected these two before. We've seen me do this before, right? I have connected these two exact things before, and it didn't work. Why does it work now? What? Excuse me? Didn't I try that exact thing? Am I hallucinating again? Oh, it's fine. Okay, you know what? Move on. If Chairman Winter was involved in President Wang's abduction, then it seems likely that whatever he dug up yesterday had something to do with the kidnapping. Oh, I get it. You do? You bet I do. We're talking treasure, right? Loot. You don't remember me? You don't remember, huh? I feel like I was connecting a bunch of things earlier and just kept slamming together and didn't do anything. Okay, you know what? I guess I just didn't do it. Okay, I get... Maybe I'm just really tired. You bet I do. We're talking about treasure, right? Loot. You must have been digging up some ransom money. The ransom money? $100 million is an awful lot of cash. Burying it would have been a good way to keep it hidden until the heat died down. It certainly seems like a possibility. I'm glad you agree. Oh, and there we go. Now it's actually over. Okay, investigation complete. Good. And back to the big building. I kind of forgot that we were actually there. Shifu, I'm back. I brought everything the police had on the fire, and I also brought back the picture from your father's office. Oh, and one more... about time. What kept you, huh? Well, hand it over. Let's take a look at this mysterious picture, shall we? Hold on, that guy had something important to say. What was it? Oh, it's Body Harmacanus. There's the bouquet of flowers. There's the doll of, Torosaurus. So what's going on? This is it. This is the picture I remembered. This be a depiction of something that happened on the night of the murder. It sure looks like a kid drew it, huh? Yes, and I'm willing to bet it's the work of the child who set the fire. Shifu, there's... What now? Look, it'll have to wait, okay? Well, Mr. Prosecutor, why do you think my father kept this? I imagine he acquired it at some point during his investigation. Although, I have no idea why he would have chosen to keep it to himself. Let me see the case file for the fire, too. Sure, here. You'll just give me a moment to read through it. It seems the boy who started the fire snuck out of the bed in the evening of the incident. Can I read that? No, I cannot. And then disappeared several days later. What? Must have been because he saw something, right? No, a kid, really? That's horrible. But sadly, not unimaginable. Huh? It's like the kid left something behind that was put in evidence. What's this? Hey, it's the other horn! I was wondering if that was ever going to come up. That's But what is it doing in this case file? What is it, Mr. Prosecutor? Have you seen this somewhere before? Something very much like it, yes. We have a piece of evidence that it could well be connected. The doll, or the plushie.
Take that!
I don't know what it was doing in the evidence for that case, but it looks like it might be the missing horn from the soft toy. And hey, that was President Wang's! You've seen it before? Of course, he always kept it somewhere close by. I remember it because of the missing piece. I see. There's a special device inside that allows it to play recorded sounds when you twist the horn. Hey, do you think maybe putting the horn back might unlock more recordings? Heh, you never know. The toy itself should still be up on the 51st floor. Hey, you heard the man. Yes, Shifu, I'll go fetch it right away. Wait, hold on, he still has something important to say. Here it is, Shifu. The Torosaurus doll, just like you asked. Good work. Hand to the prosecutor over there. Well, does the horn found at the orphanage fit the president's plushie? You know, I'm surprised he never went and found a replacement for it. It shouldn't have been that hard. It fits perfectly. And? Any more recordings in there? Hi, Dijun. Sorry. President Wang. Oh, this is a girl. It's me, I'm Ali. I know it's been a while. I saw you on the news. You were visiting the country soon. Oh, this is, Lagarde, right? Isn't that her? No, her name is Fifi. Or Feifei. Who's Amelie? And I didn't know whether I could get in touch at all, but in the end I decided I had to. Sir, turn it off, right now! What's gotten into Judge Gavel? Are you okay? Just turn it off, please! You see, I had a baby. A beautiful little boy. Your beautiful little boy. I'm sorry, that's pretty much all I wanted to tell you. Oh, except I called him Sean. Sean Fenn. Has a nice ring to it, don't you think? Hey, I was right. I was right. Is a sentimental item. You're hoping the real piece would show up? That is true, but also, if you wanted to actually listen to the recording or get rid of it, either way, I think you still probably wanted at least either the horn or some replacement that would let him listen. Anyway, I was right. I was right. Sean is in fact related to the president, not Gavel. No. But Sean Fenn? The kid. And also that I'll be at the orphanage on the evening of the 9th. I'll be waiting in the front yard. I thought you could meet him if you like, even if it's only just this once. Oh, and that's why the flowers were there, 'cause he brought them. I know you're a very busy man, but anyway, that's where we'll be. Goodbye. Anyway, what happened to her? Where'd she go? What? He was my dad? I'm so sorry, Sean. Here to explain what the heck is going on, Gavel? Sean isn't my biological son. Yeah, well, we could figure that, based on your age. I adopted him. And he was aware of this? Yes, of course. His mother, Amelie Fenn, she died 5 years ago. We were cousins. But we were also friends, the best of friends. People often mistook us for sisters. And so, when she died, it seemed only natural that Sean should come and live with me. Of course, we had to keep his father's identity a secret, and I decided the best way to do that would be for him to never know that in the first place. That's quite a lot to learn from a recording made on a seemingly innocent toy. I guess Sean's mother must have recorded the message and then sent the plushie to the president. Hey. Yes, Sean? You're sure? He was really my dad? Yes, I'm sure. Before you were born, your mother worked for a time as a diplomat in Zhangfa. Makes sense. That line of work might well have brought her into contact with the president. What? You told me she worked at the orphanage. She did, but only after she returned. After she quit the diplomatic service. She always loved helping others. The orphanage was a perfect place for her. Sorry, Judge Gavel, but I have to ask. Amelie, the lady who asked the president to come. Why didn't she show up herself? Why isn't she anywhere in the files related to SS5 incident? She never made it to the rendezvous that night. Someone was tailing her. I'll bet that was the chairman. I'll bet that was Chairman Winter's doing. Though sadly, we can't prove it. And because she couldn't make it, she never saw the president again. Then she died 5 years ago. This can't be easy for Sean. Hey, Sean, are you thirsty? We could go get you a soda. My treat, okay? Come on. I think I saw a vending machine over... You think I can't buy myself a soda? This is important, and it's about me. I'm staying. Oh, that didn't work at all. Sean, perhaps now you can guess why I met with the President 2 nights ago. So that's it. That was the big secret. I wanted to tell him face to face that Amelie was gone, but also that you are alive and well. More than well. But It makes sense now. No wonder Judge Gavel was so keen to avoid sharing the details of their meeting. Yeah, she would have had to share the truth about Sean, too. That was why I took the lion lilies with me. So there would be no doubt that I knew Amelie, and that I knew her well. These flowers bore special significance for the two of them, you see. President Wang gave Amelie a bouquet of lion lilies in the early days of their romance. But now, he too is dead. If only he had lived, Sean might finally have been able to get to know him. Shifu! I've been waiting for the right time to say this, but, what? What is it? You've been hovering over there this whole time. Can't it wait? They sent something else from Zhang Fa. President Wang's will. What? The President's will, huh? He gave my father medal after medal. They had to come up with new ones just for him. In the end, there were no medals left to give. So he made us the keepers of the last will and testament. Those medals, that duty, they're our greatest pride, our family jewels. What? What is it, Agent Lang? Does it have anything to do with our current case? You could say that. Seems like he was planning on publicly acknowledging Sean as his son. Sean's name appears in the President's will? And we're certain that the document is authentic? That President Wang wrote it himself? Sure we are. It's old, but it's real. My family took charge of it back before the SS5 incident happened. They'll want to have it analyzed back home to be sure. But I'd stake my name on it being the genuine article. Wang was a renowned world leader. A child nobody knew about would have been sure to cause a stir. And yet he chose to mention that child in his will nonetheless. Well, it doesn't really matter that much, does it? Because he was a president, which means he was elected, so the leadership is not going to be hereditary. Well, that's that, I guess. I still can't quite believe it, but the president confirmed it with his own hand. There's no denying it, Sean. You're President Wang's son. This is quite the twist, though, I will say. Oh, whoa, what was that animation from disappearing? Sean! Sean! Oh, running away now? Oh, to be continued. Okay, hold on. Before we progress, first of all, we need to save. I need to check the schedule. I want to see how many more of these streams we have planned for this week. Yeah, hold on. Let's see. If I go into here, go to here. I always keep the schedule in a weird place on my computer. I should really keep it in one spot. Probably on my desktop, actually, because I just modify it every week. Let's see, this week, we have more Nier for tomorrow and the day after, and then Dark Souls the day after that, and nothing for the day after that. Okay. You know what? I know that I said this was going to be the last one, but I don't think I can actually get through this last bit, because I am starting to get really tired, as noted by my struggling earlier. And I don't think a cup of tea is going to get me through it, so we'll stop it here. You know, this is a good spot. In fact, since we did look at the wiki, I do know that we are pretty close to the end. So we definitely can get it in one more stream. So for now, we are going to bring this to an end. And our to-be-determined stream on Sunday will be the actual end of Ace Attorney. So here's the ending screen. Look at that. We're going to use it. And you know, we're going to try and rate again, because last time I messed it up. I don't know what I did, but for some reason, the, what was it? The stream, it kept going after I hit the end button. I don't know why it does that sometimes. It's so weird. I'm trying to figure out why it does that, which is why I keep doing this in the hopes that, you know, something will, something will pop out as like a standout. You hope it gets done tomorrow, otherwise you're definitely gonna miss the ending. Oh, are you not gonna be here tomorrow? Really? Because tomorrow I was planning to do Nier. But I'm willing to swap those around if you want. Hold on, I have to wait for the delay because there is quite a bit of delay. Not that I want it though. I actually do have this on like short delay mode. It's just that the internet keeps it a bit long. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Hold on, I'm just doing stuff. I'm gonna be completely busy from Saturday to Wednesday. Even have the Hollow Knight and the one controller then. Oh, I see, I see. Well, sounds like you're gonna be missing something one way or another. So I think I will swap around to do the Ace Attorney tomorrow, and then I'll just push the Nier past that a little bit. So, with that being said, thank you all for tuning in. This has been Seek the Scuffed. If you're new here, leave a follow. Nope, I still feel weird when saying that. And, oh, I'm starting to get hiccups. Perfect time to end then. Oh, wow, that's really intense. Here's the raid. I will see you all. Hold on. Wait, no, oh my god, I always mess this up. How do I always do this? Wait, hold on. Oh my god. Wait. Aha, there we go. I will see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.